Is it real? Is it happening? Is it real this time?
Did we get teleported in? Are we here?
I think we're here. All right,
we're good. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless Engineer, and I'm here with Forrest. Hey there, Forrest. How you doing?
Hello. This is the first time we're doing this today. Hi. How is everybody today on this the very first launch of SkepTalk for June 1st. Happy Pride Month, everybody. It's finally time. Welcome to the most wonderful time of the year, as Military Appreciation Month ends and Pride Month begins, so that a bunch of fucking conservatives can come out of the woodwork and talk about how we don't need a Pride Month, that we should have a Military Appreciation Month anyway, instead, which is what we just got out of. The entire month of May, they didn't know about it, they didn't talk about it, they didn't do anything about it. We had it then, and now it's Pride, and now they're going to complain that we didn't have a Military Appreciation Month. And when they tell them that, when you let them know that, they say, well, you need veterans too, because the veterans are the ones that are really suffering, and we don't take care of veterans. Veterans Appreciation Month and Military Families Month is November. So wait for that when they forget again to care about the people that they use as the rallying cry for the underprivileged in this country, and then continue to screw over all the time, because it doesn't actually matter, because all it is a smokescreen to tell you how much they hate LGBT people, because MAGA has no morals and no goals and no plans and no ideas and no ideals and no values and no hope. All they have is blind hate for the people that they are told to hate, and blind loyalty for their God King Donald Trump. Fuck ICE and fuck MAGA. Welcome to the show.
Totally. Fuck all that shit.
Sorry. I'm real tired. I just wanted to get some stuff out.
No. Yeah, do it. Happy Pride Month, everybody. I gotta get up to date, like, on all my Pride memes that I like to post, because I really like stoking the fire around this time, because it's like they're always out in force, it seems, the bigots out there, and they always want to try to, like, try to conservative splain, I guess, or whatever kind of splaining that they do, the whole Pride Month and everything, like you were saying. It's just it's real crazy how that operates. But hey, look, we're looking for opposition tonight, specifically on evolution, creationism. Well, we are opposition to creationism.
Right.
I'm actually going to be speaking at the Ark Encounter protest this year. And so, awesome. And I'm really hoping that I can figure out a way to really inject some good critical thinking into that, highlight the problems with creationism and all that kind of jazz. If you would like to call in opposition to us, we get the number is 720-619-2288. You can call in there, or you can hit up that link in the description to call in over the web. If you're outside of the United States, feel free to call in opposition. Now, Forrest is obviously excellent on biology and evolution and all that kind of great jazz. If you have any kind of biblical questions, we can also field those. That's pretty much where I'm great at. Forrest is also great in that area, so you're going to have two great minds to bounce off of there. So definitely call in. This number is 720-619-2288. We'd love to answer your questions, or be challenged in our positions. So yeah, I don't know but Forrest, what have you got coming up here?
Flip, dude. I leave for Zimbabwe in a couple of days. Going to be doing that for a little while. I'm trying right now. Last year around this time, we went to Borneo and filmed in Malaysia for a little while. And so I have been sitting on that footage for a year, trying to find the time to get that edited. And so I'm trying to get that finished, so that way I can get a little bit of footage in Zimbabwe, add that to that video, and put it out at the end of June, and be like, hey, y'all, here's this awesome, educational travel footage of Borneo. Here's what we learned. Here's some cool stuff about these animals, all this stuff. And by the way, here I am in Zimbabwe right now. If you want to come on one of these trips, here's how you sign up for that. So that's kind of where I'm trying to do that at this moment. I've also got just an absolute assload of like events and stuff coming up beyond this. So as soon as I get back into town, we've got the National STEM Festival at the end of June, so I'll be in DC for that. If you want to go support those kids, you absolutely should. The Humanist Society of Greater Phoenix at the beginning of July, I'll be speaking there. I'm going to invite a guest at Open Sauce, so I'm not performing. I'm just going to be kind of bopping around, so you might see me around that area if you're in San Francisco at the end of in the middle of July. At the end of July, I'll be in NanoCon. Near the end of August, I'll be at BajaCon. That's the ones in. So NanoCon's in Nashville, BajaCon is in Ontario. Then in October, I'll be in Milwaukee for the Freedom from Religion National Freedom from Religion Foundation National Convention, and then in October, I'll be at Rocket City Reason Conference, which is run by these herbs. What started this new convention, and that's just the stuff that's public. I'm also doing some other random little things here and there, so it is a busy time. And all this as well, this semester I'm filing my IRB to try to start collecting data on the students that I'm studying. I'm getting a bunch of Christian spit gathered up so I can start running tests on that. If everything goes to plan, the ELISA that I am used to, where you do everything in a well, a bunch of you put stuff wet, might not be what I have to do. It might be out of date. If everything goes according to plan with this new idea, we might have just like a straight up little coffee filter. We can just stud with all the antibodies we need, and just boop 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 boop, and test a bunch of things within moments. A little colorimetric data, really easy. So we're seeing what's happening. Research is going great. A lot of travel, a lot of conventions, trying to get videos done. Trying to do these shows, trying to raise money for charity, trying to go to bed. It's time.
No, yeah, and I've got a lot of speaking engagements actually this year coming up. I'm so excited about doing them because I've been trying to kind of position myself to where I can start speaking at places, and I'm going to be doing a speaking thing at the Revival of Reason that's in Atlanta, and that's going to be in a couple of weeks. It's like 12 days away. I want to say it's not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. It's in Atlanta. Tickets are on sale now. So if you want to go and get them, just look up Revival of Reason. But there's also the ARC protest. You don't need tickets for that one. I'm going to be speaking at that. I'm also going to be helping out Seth, who's doing a speaking thing with No Illusions in Cincinnati right around that. So I'm going to be helping out with that. I'm going to come up there and really try to sell people on coming out to the protest against Ken Ham and his bullshittery. And then I'm actually going to be helping host a workshop at NanoCon this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. And obviously I'm totally stoked about my own conference that I'm putting on, Rocket City Reason. We're going to have a lot of great people there from all over the internet, as well as like the traditional orgs. So I hope that everybody will, look up rocketcityreason.com and consider getting tickets. We'd love to see everybody out there.
Right on.
Yeah, so tonight we are definitely looking for ops, if you would like to call it. Sorry, were you going to say something for us?
No. I'm just double checking something while I'm over here.
Okay. I noticed that there were some people in the chat there that were being very vocal about in opposition to us. So if you would like to call in, the number is 720-619-2288, or if you're outside of the United States or outside of North America, really, the Americas, you can hit up that link and you can call in from that link. So please feel free to do that. Forrest, big in biology. I'm big into the Bible. I'm also a mythicist, for anybody out there that wants to try to prove to me that Jesus actually existed in history. I know that, sometimes there's a lot of atheists that are online, and they usually have a problem with me being a mythicist for whatever reason. So if you're out there and you think that you can prove that Jesus existed or that God exists or anything along those lines, feel free to call in. We would love to talk to you. The number is 720-619-2288. In the meantime, we do have a couple of atheists lined up. Do you want to knock out some atheist calls at the beginning here?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Do you care which one we pick up?
Not at all.
Okay. Let's talk to Eric from Mississippi. What up there, Eric? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. So what's on your mind tonight there, Eric?
Yeah, I had a question about, I think it regards basically like evolution. Probably more Forrest wheelhouse. So, do you think the like structure of the human body and just mammals in general is like a good case against like creationism that people might be against evolution? Like,
In a
for
few ways,
example,
yeah. But do you have a specifics?
yeah. So as you're aware, humans have 4 limbs. We have 2 eyes, nose, a mouth with a top row of teeth and a bottom row of teeth, and the tongue in the middle. And if you look at a dog, or literally like a dog
Gotcha.
or a beaver, it's kind of the same. It's kind of similar. Similar body structure,
So,
but built differently. So,
yeah. So what you're talking about here is a field called homology. And so what we're seeing here is when we call things homologous, what it means is that they are similarities, anatomical or whatever similarities, that are derived from a common ancestor that had those same similarities. So you talk about like 4 limbs. That means they're what we call tetrapods, which literally means 4-footed. And so all tetrapods have the same kind of common ancestor going back by 400 million years-ish. And so all of these guys are going to have very similar structures, like 4 limbs. They're going to have 1 long bone at the top of the limb, 2 bones down here on the forearm or forelimb, a bunch of little bones on the wrist or the ankle, and then hand and wrist bones going out of there. And so like that same structure of like that bone alignment just in the limbs, for example, the rest of it works too. We're just using this. That same bone alignment in the limbs is something you see not just in humans, but in all mammals, in a ton of most reptiles that have limbs. Chickens have this, whales have this, seals have this, turtles have this. Everybody has this same structure because that bone arrangement is something that is ancestral to all of us. And you can do this with a ton of different things, not just the limbs, but also, just the structure of the rest of our bodies. And you can get smaller groups as well, where you can find smaller similarities that are just for mammals, or smaller similarities that are just for great apes, that unite all of us. And you can tell now where we are related to everybody else. Now, that being said,
right, so
there is also sometimes shit that can trick you, because there's what we also call convergent evolution, where you have analogous structures, not homologous, but structures that look the same and serve the same purpose, but actually evolve differently, and we don't get them from a common ancestor. So say, for example, wings. Wings evolve separately in bats, in mammals of several kinds. So we have mammals with wings, we have birds with wings, we have reptiles with wings, and we have insects with wings. Those 4 groups all developed wings at different times in different ways, and they don't have a common ancestor that had wings. So that can be tricky. And the way that we parse out which one's which is we look at development, fossil records, and genetics. And we can tell the difference. Okay, these wings are coded for by a totally different region genetically, and we look at the fossil record and they popped up at a different time, and we can make a bracket and we can see that there's nothing filling in the middle of that bracket, and we can look at their developmental pathway and see that they come from different tissues in different ways. So yes, you just have to be careful when you're talking about homologies. You have to be careful to make sure you're talking about the right thing.
Right. So obviously the creationist rebuttal would probably be like, oh, God designed it all that way. So
yeah,
what would be a good reply to that?
I would just point out that if God designed things this way, he made it he did a really, really good job of making it look like he didn't design anything. And so it's kind of like putting dinosaur bones on the ground and making so that starlight coming towards us is perfectly suspended in space at, 3 billion light years away to make it look like the universe is much older than 6,000 years, and putting dinosaurs' bones in the ground to make it look like these dinosaurs are that old, and making it so that certain elements decay just faster at certain times to make it look like they've been decaying for hundreds of thousands and millions of years, and like all these different things. If this is the way that God made it, God worked really, really, really hard to make it look like he didn't exist, and to make it look like evolution happened and the universe is quite old. And I guess that was just to trick you into maybe going to hell. What an asshole.
Yeah, and from an engineering perspective, I would say that, like, specifically the convergence evolution would be a sign of bad engineering design, because like if you're gonna have the same kind of function or same kind of structure develop independently and differently, that doesn't make sense if you're some like perfect engineer or perfect designer or something like that.
Right.
I mean, you would have it be the exact same thing, and it just doesn't make sense for it to be like perform the same function but develop differently and be I guess be somewhat different. Forrest would know more about the convergent evolution, but from what I know about it, it just doesn't make sense coming from a perfect designer perspective.
Well, and it also, like, this is all just also homology and conversion. So, like, this is what we call a synapomorphy versus a homoplazy, which is the complicated ass words for the things that I was just saying. But there's other things. If we're just talking about like the structures of your body is also covered in vestigial structures, evolutionary leftovers that have significantly reduced functions. Your body is covered in things that just don't make sense from a design perspective. If indeed they were designed by somebody intelligent, why the hell does the recurrent laryngeal branch of your vagus nerve have to come out of your brain, all the way down around your heart, and all the way back up your neck? Like, that's dumb as shit. So, sorry, go ahead.
Also, the fact that humans sweat and dogs don't; they pant instead, right?
Yeah. So we have different structures for these things, and we both have the same apocrine pseudoriferous gland. So, like, I don't know, man. It sucks to me, but I'm getting a ton of wind noise, so I think that's about as far as we can go.
Yeah,
that's all good.
Oh. All right, Eric. Appreciate you calling in there, bud.
All right.
Thanks so much for being there, man.
Thank you.
Hope that helps.
All right, great first call to get out of the way. I do want to remind people before we get to our next caller that we have a lot of great shows that are going on here at the line. Of course, we've got Jimmy Snow in the line over there doing the Calling It Now. That usually is, I know that they had one earlier today with Promise and Alyssa, and I think that they do one on Tuesdays as well. I mean, I think that is nearly fucking every day with that show. But we've also got Chewed Gum tomorrow night. Then Matt is on Wednesday night, and then Thursday we've got TACIS in the afternoon at about 2 p.m. Central Time, and then I believe that there's probably a D-Evangelicals on Saturday, and then of course we got the full battery of shows on Sunday starting at 1 o'clock now. I think that their shows start. I don't know. I'm not on those shows anymore.
I don't watch this network.
those shows started about 1 o'clock on Sunday, so we're constantly having great shows here with great hosts and everything, so definitely tune in the next time you see us live. But I don't know, Forrest, I kind of picked up that last one. Do you have a favorite in the queue there?
I don't believe number 9.
Okay.
I don't think that's real.
You know, do you want to handle the not real one, or do you want to handle?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Someone?
Yeah, let's have fun with it. Yeah.
All right, so we're bringing up Chelsea from Arkansas, I believe. What's up there, Chelsea? What's on your mind today?
Hi. I just want to say I'm a big fan. I've watched a couple of your videos, but I called in to see like what possible explanation there could be for this. When I was little, I went to this one church, and there was a girl who was blind, and she had no optic nerves. They prayed and prayed, and then like within a couple of years, like she was able to see, but she still didn't have any optic nerves. I have no idea how that's possible. That seems like a genetic anomaly. I'm deconstructing right now. So yeah.
She either lied to you or you misunderstood. Because if there are no optic nerves there, then there is nothing to transmit the signal from the eyes, no matter how healed the eyes are, and nerves don't grow like that. So either this person misunderstood what was going on and told you wrong, or you misunderstood what was going on and remember it wrong, or something else. But that didn't happen, yo.
That is just church propaganda. Yeah.
That too. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this little girl is the preacher's daughter and was told to tell this story.
Yeah, because like, I mean, what would her
It was
eyeballs just
something.
be floating in her head, or like, is she like sort of like got predator vision where it's like all heat vision kind of shit? Like, I mean, like what? I mean, I guess my question would be, oh, you don't have optical nerves? Okay, how are your eyeballs staying in your head? Kind of
Well, they're
thing.
staying
Because
in
I
your
mean,
head. They're not attached just by the nerves, John. There's muscles and shit holding them in. You have 6 different muscles all around your eyes, detaching them to
no,
your fucking skull.
if there's no optical nerve, I mean, why should I assume that there are muscles that are holding her eyes in? Why can't her eyes just be
I,
floating in the
I
middle of it? You know?
like the balls of demon fire from Illidan Storm Rage. Fucking radical, yeah.
I don't
see a
know. Why
comment
are
that
you
says
bringing
it's called
rationality into
earthbending.
this, Forrest? Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up and see what you guys might have thought because it's something. Uh, yeah,
yeah. It's
I'm
if
not gonna lie. I'm kind of afraid to come out as not a Christian to my family, and it's scary to think about. Like my sister already has, and she just gets it like shoved down her throat by my family. Uh,
well, it sounds like your sister
so
could use a
yeah,
teammate here.
I'm worried about this.
It sounds like your sister could
I
use a
don't talk to
teammate,
her
and it
anymore
sounds like
because
you
she's
already have one.
transphobic.
Oh well, fuck.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a very bad situation. But yeah, I thought
yeah,
it would be good to bring this up to you guys. You guys are
yeah, yeah,
awesome. I hope to see more videos. Have a good
yeah.
day.
Most
No,
definitely,
yeah,
yeah. I think if this person is real, tell them to publish a case study because that's neat.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the
probably
predator
start
vision
propaganda
case study
anything.
to come out.
I want to hear
But
it.
yeah, so Chelsea, so you're saying that you don't believe in God, you're just afraid to reveal that you don't believe in God? Because I guess I
I
interpreted the call screener's notes differently than that.
Yeah, I follow Shinto to the best of my ability. It's just
Hmm.
like something that made at least a little bit of sense to me. I don't know. I like the mythology. I like,
Sure.
yeah. So I don't think that we like started from nothing. Like there had to be like some sort of starting point, but it's too incomprehensible for us to really get into. Is my thought. Like even when I was a Christian, I thought uh, evolution still exists. Uh, it's just like even if we were created this way, like it never said that we were created back then to look exactly how we do now. Like even then, like how do you explain like people inheriting different traits and it
Mhm.
like actually sticking? And a lot of people just try to scream witchcraft about that. It's a very big problem in small towns like mine.
So we're saying creationism happened, but it happened 3.8 billion years ago with Luca, tiny little microorganism, and then
Yeah,
everything else is normal. Okay,
yeah.
I would
You
encourage
guys
you
are the
to
experts.
just. I know but I would encourage you, like, if you ever want to get into a screaming match about that, feel free to call back about it. As for right now, I would encourage you just to dig into what we know about this stuff and how much, even if you don't want to get into the science, how much do the people who actually study this stuff, adopt the worldview that we just can't know anything and that is totally incomprehensible. Because I don't know of any
Okay.
serious scientists that say that about just about anything.
Yeah. Uh,
And if you
I would
really want to dig
absolutely
into it,
love to get into
if
the
you want to
science.
nerd out, check out the astrobiology primer because it digs into the actual chemistry of early Earth and what sort of thing, what hypotheses we have, what we do and don't know about how life could have gotten started, all the different components that probably would have been necessary as far as we know, and where those probably came from as best as we can tell. And the more you study it, even the parts if you kind of just the parts you don't understand, you do your best, and as you go through it, you'll kind of start to see this common thread of like, no part of this is particularly difficult or impossible or unlikely. It's just something that can happen. It's just a neat thing the universe can do, yo.
Okay. I will definitely look into that. Like, I love learning about this stuff. Uh, yeah, thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, no worries. Take
No
care of yourself,
problem.
Chelsea. I
Uh,
hope your sister becomes less of a jerk, and I hope that you are safe.
yeah. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night and happy Pride Month.
Yep.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Cheers. Happy birthday, gay people.
I do want to remind everybody in the chat that we will be addressing super chats. So please do send in super chats. We'd love to hear, any and all thoughts or and all challenges that you don't want to call in about. Maybe. Also, I just want to let the chat know that I hate Guy Fieri, and I feel like people should probably send super chats to find out why.
Isn't he MAGA or some shit recently? No, he was dapping up Andrew Tate. That's what it was.
He was. Yeah, he dapped up. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, see, honey? See, I told you.
Dude sucks. God, dude sucks. Fucking,
Oh man. All right. But we would love to see super chats. So if you want to send in a super chat, please do. Also, if you are in the chat and you are in opposition to evolution, if you are pro intelligent design, creationism, pro God, you think that you can prove God or Jesus or both of them existed, please do call in. The number is 720-619-2288. We want to hear all of those really bad ideas. But next up, we've got Stevie from Texas calling in. What's up there, Stevie? What's on your mind tonight?
What's up, guys? I don't get my name put on the bottom of the screen anymore, huh?
There you go.
It just happened.
I'm just messing around.
Little impatient,
but
huh,
yeah,
Stevie?
No, I'm just joking. I always thought it was cool to have my name on the show. Anyways,
right on.
What was I going to ask you? So like in the news, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it, but there's been a lot of like news about like aliens or extraterrestrials and all that. Even like major news outlets are putting stuff up. Obviously, Obama like actually came out and said that they are real. I think Trump's kind of alluded to it. So I was just curious. I'm not really here to debate today. I don't have a whole lot of time. I was just curious, like what you guys think that would mean for evolution, because I know that some of the people that were talking about it at some of I think the congressional briefings have kind of mentioned that they're not really aliens, they're like non-humans. So obviously we don't see, well, the difference is that they're from Earth. If they're not alien to this planet, meaning they're from this Earth. And so obviously I don't think
the last time I heard anything about this, and I stopped caring a while ago. But the last time I saw anything about this, it was years and years ago when the term that they were using was non-human biologics. And that's 99.99% of all life on Earth. And so like grass is a non-human biologic. And they're like, oh, we found this crashed thing with non-human biologics in it. Neat. There's worms in it. What does that mean?
It's got worms.
Yeah, this is just one of those things, man. I said I don't give a damn. There's the letter U in UAP stands for unidentified, not alien. There's a lot of things we don't know. I have yet to see anything convincing that is like actual aliens. And all that I've seen any president or anybody else say is that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here that we don't know. And we definitely were covering up some things that we weren't sure about. And now we're just going to tell you we don't know what the hell's going on. And so if it is actually like legit, there's other life forms here, then they are legit what we would consider aliens, whatever like that. What it means for evolution is that evolution happens some more. Because those things, if they're alive and reproducing, evolution is the natural result of that. Go ahead.
So, like, because
sorry, hold on, Stevie, I just want to clarify here because I did just do a quick fact check. I don't know if you're just consuming Fox News or maybe just clips out there, but this claim about Obama saying that aliens are real or something comes from a February 14th clipped from Brian Tyler Cohen's show, where it was a lightning, like a rapid fire lightning round where they were just answering question after question after question. And what Obama said was he was asked about aliens if they're real, and he replied, quote, "They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it, Area 51. There's no underground facility unless there's an enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the president of the United States." Obama then had to come on and clarify this, saying that he said, quote, "I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify. Statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good there's life out there." So, and I would agree with this. Like the statistical odds of there being like life outside of Earth is incredibly high, right? If life developed here once, so there's more than a likely chance that it developed elsewhere. So aliens do exist somewhere out there, but I don't know if we'll ever see them, and we definitely have not seen them yet, at least on Earth, as far as we can tell.
Precisely.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good fact check, because I do remember it was like on a podcast, like you said, and he did kind of walk it back later. And I think when they asked Trump about it, he kind of just made an offhand remark like, he's not supposed to reveal, classified information or something like that. But we can't really know if he's being sarcastic or not. But yeah, no, I just wanted to kind of get you guys' thoughts on it, because there supposedly, there were some whistleblowers that said that there's different, races like, reptilian, like a reptilian, humanoid, or like a bug humanoid. And I just think if it is true, which, it's kind of hard.
Crazy people everywhere.
Kind of hard without any. Yeah, I mean, you can't verify any of this stuff, but
you can't verify any of it, and a lot of it was from
evolutionary trap for that.
Well, that's first of all, that's not entirely true, but also, like, at the end of the day, that you get people who really want attention all over the place. You can go to the UFO conventions and the alien abduction conventions and hear the stories of all sorts of people who say these things. And if you don't think any of those people can get into some sort of position in some sort of government agency where they can then become a whistleblower, you're wrong. So, like, yeah, man, what's happened over and over is we have released video of things that we don't understand, and we continued not understanding them. And some people who were in random positions in random parts of the government were like, aliens! And then they got on the news for 5 minutes and they felt real cool, and then they went away. And so, like, because they never showed anything. They just never were able to provide anything more than them going, aliens! And that was it.
Yeah. And also the classifications that you rattled off there are the general classifications that you see conspiracy theory, UFO nuts, like talking about all the time. And so, like, there's this whole mass hysteria sort of thing over UFOs. It was initially developed, out of the Roswell thing. Popular media took it over pretty much and, like, stoked the fires of it. And then it was like less than 20 years later in the 70s that you get this UFO culture that developed, and then you have so many different I guess sprouting versions of the UFO stuff. And so, like, there's a whole, like, I wish I could give you good books to read about it, because it's like a whole phenomena that goes on about the UFOs and how that factors into, like, a bunch of, like, the end of the world cult stuff and everything. It's crazy how it spiders out like that. But now Stevie, I don't know. Did we answer your question about the UFOs and aliens? Because I do have a question for you whenever we can get to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you're making very fair. I mean, until something concrete comes forward, until we actually have, like, a specimen to look at, there's really, we can, kind of theorize till the cows come home. I was just curious what y'all's thoughts were on it. But I have time to answer a quick question, but I can't stay on because I got dinner coming up. So if it's a quick one, but otherwise I'll just head out.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. What flavor of theist are you?
Bible believing.
Bible believing. And my question, just real quick, I know that you got to go, but my question is how, like, if let's say tomorrow aliens landed and, like, did the whole Spock thing, was like live long and prosper, came out and, like, revealed that they existed and everything like that from their flying saucers, how would that factor into, like, your belief system here? Because they obviously don't know who the fuck Jesus is, right? They would come here and be like, you did what to a man? The fuck? We're supposed to do that. That's probably what they would say. So how does that factor into your faith?
I think it would really just depend on. In one way, it could really shake my faith. I mean, if it turned out that, let's just say they were real, and then I don't know, so they came forward with like, hey, we've examined them, and they're maybe they're not DNA based, they're based, they have some other type of information structure, and it would be a big confirmation for evolution if that was the case. If they did have a DNA structure and they weren't from another, if they were from Earth, like they were from here, then I think that would blow up evolution, to be honest with you, because I just don't see the evidence for like a humanoid reptilian, but I think it could go either way. If it went, your way, then I would have to rethink my faith, because at the end of the day, you got to go with what's true. And I hope you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I think the classification of like humanoid reptilian is a bit. I don't know if that would violate the monophily thing, as far as that goes. I mean, if we're talking about alien creatures, I guess it maybe doesn't exactly apply. But as far as all that goes, like we started off this thing talking about how aliens, like extraterrestrials, organisms that live outside of Earth's range or whatnot, most definitely do exist in some kind of, like, the likelihood of them existing definitely is very high. So, like, under that idea, this whole idea that there is life out there somewhere, they don't know about Jesus, because Jesus appeared in a very specific section to a very specific group of people. And as far as we can tell, we have not communicated with any aliens to let them know about their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So considering that, like, I mean, do you think that these aliens would know about Jesus, or like, do you think that God just created some aliens out there just to send to hell one day?
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, it would cause some serious questions if it turned out they were from another, like, universe or something, light years away. I think one thing is very clear. I mean, they've confirmed that there is like aerial phenomena that can move in such a way that it breaks the laws of physics. So we know that there are objects out there that are moving in ways that it cannot be done, through the laws of physics. So they have some way of breaking the laws of physics. So I don't know. I really have no idea.
There are some,
but it would shake
there
my
are some
faith
things
if it turned out to be, extraterrestrial.
We know there are some things that move in ways that we don't know they're supposed to be able to, or that there were errors on the cameras, or that the people who reported it made a mistake, or that there's something that we don't understand about nature that could happen. Like, there's still a lot of ors there. And so, like, what we have is some really fuzzy, weird looking footage of weird things that we don't understand. And back in when I was a kid, there was all this talk about cones and rods and orbs. And those are the ghosts. If you went to these haunted places with a camera and you filmed, you would see these rods, these creatures that would streak across your thing. It was these rods of light and these little orbs of light that would pop in and out of existence. And these were the ghosts and the spirits and the aliens and the whatever else it said on the website. Then cameras got better and they were insects. And they would fly faster than the frame rate of the camera, and it would make just a streak. And that was just a bug. And the thing popping in and out of existence was just their wings catching the light momentarily. And so when you saw bugs with a bad camera, you saw ghosts. And so I suspect that right now, our camera technology is great, but we still don't know everything. We're still learning a lot about nature. And if there's something out there, some weather phenomena or something like that doesn't look good on these cringy, crusty, pixelated ass cameras that we have, like this footage is not exactly 4K, I think it would look pretty weird. And I don't know, man. I think you shouldn't hold your breath, and I think you shouldn't jump to the conclusion that there is some crazy shit happening here on this planet. I think you should stick with there's a lot of stuff we don't know, and that is absolutely true, and I have no problem with that. And the government is absolutely lying about some shit. Absolutely true. No problem with that. But to jump all the way to there's definitely things that break the laws of physics flying around, that's a lot.
Yeah, I can tell you thing that the government's lying about. Trump's a pedophile. So I mean,
Trump is a
that.
pedophile, though. Trump is a pedophile, though. That is true.
Yep. He's also not as healthy as they say, but you know.
No, he's definitely not healthy. I agree with that. But no, I mean, a lot of the footage that we're seeing comes from like fighter jets and stuff. So I mean, it's official footage from the government. But again, you know, we don't
doesn't
know.
make it
You
good
could
footage.
be totally right. Maybe it's you know, it's just a trick of the light. But we're seeing what looks like objects make 90-degree turns at impossible speeds and stuff. So. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, next time I'll come back on and we can have a real talk and debate and stuff like that on something that's
sounds
concrete.
like fun.
Thank you guys.
Totally.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you, Stevie.
Take care. It is important to remember when we're talking about these things about whether it be aliens or, you know, other cryptids or any of this stuff that's like, you know, big breaking news that really, you know, it is really important that we always remember that Trump absolutely is a pedophile. And when you look at these alien footage things, you know, when you zoom in on them, what you can see is that Trump is a pedophile, and he is releasing more of these things to distract from the fact we still haven't released all the Epstein files, y'all. And we have retracted many of the Epstein files that were released because they directly implicated Trump. And so just always remember. And also, I feel like we throw around the word Nazi a lot, and people get grumpy because they're like, "Oh, everybody, you don't like it." No, he's a fucking Nazi. He's literally, he talks about racehorse theory all the time, which is just his take on eugenics. He's like, "Oh, you know, you got good genes in there, and it makes you better." Blah blah blah. And he has said on the news multiple times that the illegals aren't humans, and that they're animals, and that they have bad genes that make them commit more crimes. He's a fucking Nazi. And he's a pedophile, and he's a rapist, and he's a felon, and he's a creep. And a lot of people out there still support him because he told them to, and they are deeply submissive to men in authority. And so just a shitty situation for all of us to live in. What a terrible time to be alive, John.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's fucking terrible. I don't know if you heard, but I actually had a post go viral because the Tennessee State House decided that they were going to finally ban child marriages. But you know who voted to keep child marriage? All the conservative Christians.
Oh, imagine that.
And all of them cited the God as the reason. Like, you know, God gets to define what marriage is. So if you want to fuck a kid, all you got to do is marry him.
And what state was that?
Tennessee.
Did you hear about in Oklahoma when literally the exact same thing just happened last month? We just voted to outlaw child marriage, and 30-something Republicans voted against it.
Oh, maybe it was Oklahoma. I get my fucking racist, rapist states. Sorry, rapist states mixed up.
Well, they're both. It's both. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
But let's see. We do have another theist on the line. Maybe.
Maybe theist. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So, Jonathan from Tennessee. What's up there, Jonathan? How you doing? What flavor of theist are you today?
Okay, I've been on the fence line for years. Okay. So I'm in between atheist, atheist. I'm in between everything right now.
Okay.
I had to talk to Forrest before. He gave me some good answers on one of them before too. My question is tonight is, if we were made out of dirt, how would that work in physics?
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
so why?
Wouldn't.
I feel like you're. I feel like you're fucking with this right now. Are you fucking with this?
No, because God said we're made out of dirt. Because we're made out of
God's
dirt.
wrong.
The Bible is wrong about that.
So that's what I'm getting to. How does that work in the physics area?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
In the biology.
It's not true. It's not true. It doesn't. It's not true.
That's what I'm getting.
How many times do we have to say it there, Jonathan? It's not true. The Bible is magic. If you're going to introduce a wizard that can snap his fingers and create a human out of dirt, why the fuck are you having to appeal to naturalism at this point? Like, why is this the point where you're like, but naturalism, it doesn't make sense on naturalism.
No, I agree. It doesn't make sense. That's why I was just wondering, how did that work? So I get you there. It's not true. I get that.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask. How did that? That's why I wanted to ask Forrest about. See, how did that work in theology?
It doesn't.
Why? See, this is the crazy thing. Like it would not. Like these are two different things.
If the sun was made of marshmallows, how would that work in physics? It doesn't. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's not what it is. Right, but how would it work in physics, though? It wouldn't at all. 0% of it would work. Right, but how does it work, though? You see, like, this is a nonsense question. It doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't work. There is no explanation in biology, geology, physics, none of it that makes dirt into people. That's not how anything works.
Okay. So that was one question I had. Now the other question I had was in Revelations, it talks about the 7 spirits, even though it says there was only one spirit, which is the Holy Ghost. The Revelation one talks about the 7 7 eyes and 10 horns. What is that about?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the 10 horns thing, that's the Whore of Babylon, where you get the fucking 7-headed dragon riding space prostitute that comes into the fucking at the clutch at the end. And I've got that noted here.
Oh,
this is a couple of abominations. So here we have, so this is in Revelation 17, if I remember correctly, what you're talking about. A woman sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's what you're talking about. And the woman was arranged in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, holding a cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. I wrote in here, a cup of abominations is an awesome song title for like a metal band. Anyway, you're asking what was that about? Did you read the very next page?
Okay.
I'm asking you.
Listen. Oh, I haven't read the next page yet because I can only listen to it. I'm not a reader.
Okay, well then you should listen. Well, then you should listen to the next page, because the very next page in the same chapter, or at least the next page on me. So that's verses 3 and 4 that I just read to you. By the time you get to verses 7 through 13, the angel explains the 7 heads were 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. They are 7 kings. 5 are fallen. 1 is, and the other is yet to come. And blah blah. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings which have received no kingdoms yet, but received power as kings. 1 hour at the beat. So it explains the symbology of what it's trying to tell you literally later on in the same chapter. And it makes just as little sense as any fucking thing else. And if you want to do what the details of that are, I would recommend talking to, maybe John would know, I don't know, but like there's supposed to be some connections to some fucking kingdoms that were around at that time.
Yeah, the Revelation is just, it's talking about, hold on, Revelation is pretty much just their way of talking about, it was a war with Rome that was going on at the time, or so there's a conflict with Rome at the time, and it's more than likely just some bullshit about that. That's what I mean when I said it's about bullshit. That's what I mean. It's like some eschatological bullshit that they made up because they're seeing wars and rumors of wars and all this other kind of bullshit in order to prophesy the end times, because Jesus previously had said that the end times were near, the end is nigh, and all this other kind of bullshit. Paul even regurgitates that. And so the fact that there were no end times that came immediately afterwards in the generation that immediately followed when Jesus would have been around, they started making up bullshit. And so like it all gets back to, it's just all bullshit.
Good question in the chat. 7, how many horns she had, how many 10 she had, how many asses did she have? That's a good thing to point out.
Okay, well, this is because I think the question I was trying to ask was on this one, because it shows that this particular angel stood beside the God, or whatever God you want to call him, was standing beside him. I think it's further in the chapter, because he's standing there with 10 horns. This is before the dragon. It's before the dragon.
What? Hold on.
Which
what
dragon?
Is this matter?
Before the dragon? This is before he even starts talking about the dragon.
I'm saying which dragon?
the red dragon, whatever they drag. The dragon's like way after this part that I'm asking.
Right. Well, there's the dragon that is there's the dragon that is Satan, and then there's the dragon that the Whore of Babylon rides. That's why I'm asking.
Well, this one here was supposed to be he opened the seventh seal.
Okay, so you're talking about Satan then.
I don't know if it's Satan or what. I don't know. I know he's standing beside God.
Well, it's probably not actually Satan anyway, but whatever.
Well,
Jonathan, why are you calling? Jonathan, I'm just kind of curious. I mean, I'm more than willing to oblige like a Bible reading or a Bible study with you, but like, why are you calling up a couple of atheists to talk about bullshit Bible verses? I'm just curious.
Because, like I said, I'm on the borderline. I'm everywhere right now.
Okay.
So,
Everywhere.
do you believe that the Bible might be true?
Some of it, yeah.
Okay, what parts do you think might be
No.
true?
I've been studying Revelations for a good while now because my dad's got me stuck on Revelations, and I've been going through Revelations forever right now.
Okay.
And I've been going
In the book
backwards
of
through the book.
Revelations, I'm going to double check, but doesn't it say that stars will fall from the sky and land on earth?
Yeah, and it says the islands will flee and the mountains will go, and we'll see.
Right.
Every eye will see Jesus in the clouds.
So that's 6:13. The stars in the sky fell to earth as a fig drops from a fig tree when it's shaken by the wind. So, like, taking aside everything else here, let's just stick to that one verse just for 1 second. How does something that's millions of times bigger than this planet land on the ground on this planet? Like a fig falling from a tree.
Well, it's easy for a fig, but I don't see an asteroid hitting this planet like they say they happen. I don't see that happening.
Not an asteroid, it says stars. It says the stars of heaven fall to the earth. So
Well,
how does
technically,
something
a
that's
star's an
millions of
asteroid.
times bigger than this planet land on this planet without totally obliterating it?
I always thought stars were asteroids.
Nope. They're really, really big balls of hydrogen.
Big
I
balls.
just,
Sorry.
The sun, you know, the sun is a star. It's about 1 million times bigger than this planet, and it is a pretty small, like medium-sized star in the grand scheme of things. If we're looking at like all the stars that are available, it's not even a blip. Some of the stars you can see in the night sky are millions of times bigger than our sun. So how do those fall from the sky and land on the ground?
gravity.
No. If what I'm trying to get across to you here, if the earth were to fall and land on me, what would happen?
I guess you'll be a pancake.
I won't exist because the earth is so much bigger than me that if the earth were to crash into me, it wouldn't make any sense, right? And also considering the stars they're real hot, yo. They're real hot. They're very, very, very hot places. Our planet would be vaporized if it got too close to one, not even touching it. So if you have all the stars in the sky, which are light years away from us, hundreds and thousands of light years away from us, and they all somehow rush across space and get even close to Earth, the Earth is gone, obliterated. Every single bit of it is vaporized. It doesn't make sense to say that they can land on the ground as if they were as small as we see them in the sky. This verse was written by people who didn't know what stars were and thought that they were tiny little things floating just above their heads, just out of reach. So this is bullshit. It's not true. It isn't possible. It's not logical. It's not scientifically sound. It doesn't make any sense. You don't need to believe in this shit. You can let it go.
I like how, Forrest, I like how you came back to what I initially said, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm trying to just find different avenues because John's saying that Jonathan is saying that there's this one part, he doesn't believe in all of it, but this part makes sense. No, it doesn't. This part of the book does not make any sense. So the part that you are worried about is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It is impossible. It is scientifically inaccurate, just as the rest of the Bible. Because the rest of the Bible also says that bats are birds. It says that that grasshoppers have 4 legs. It says that pi is equal to 3. It says that plants came before the sun. It's nonsense. It is a silly book written by a bunch of goat herders in Palestine 2,000 years ago.
How did they get birds out of bats? I mean, I know bats
because
are mammals.
there are things that right. They didn't know what a mammal was. They saw a thing that was flying and they called it a bird.
Well, that sounds like the Easter Bunny lays eggs. I want to know who fucked the rooster, or who fucked the rabbit.
So again, what you have is some shit that makes no sense in a fairy tale book from the Iron Age. Don't believe in it, Jonathan.
Is this called real? Are we being real right now? Like, I feel like
we're being real.
Pose law, man.
I'm not playing with you. Yeah, I am on the fence line because, like I said, I have been going through this for years. Because the 7-day event, the 7-day Adventist says this about the 3-day thing where you're supposed to raise up in 3 days. It doesn't count. The timeline doesn't fit. The Revelation timeline doesn't fit, and I'm still trying to make everything fit, trying to cram it into my little head that my dad says I can't function on.
Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan, here's a radical idea. Maybe the Bible is just bullshit, and you should probably look elsewhere for answers. Like, I mean, I feel like that's what we're walking away with here. Like, I know that you're focusing on Revelation because your family member was like incredibly focused on Revelation or whatnot. But like, it's literally a mid-2nd century document that just makes up eschatological bullshit in order to scare people into the faith. And that's what Forrest has been laying out here. I was trying to, I guess, jump the gun by just calling it bullshit. But like, I guess I just don't understand why you would be convinced by any of this, especially starting out the conversation by thinking that turning dirt into a man means that you got to have some kind of explanation for cells. Like that, you have to understand why I'm sitting over here, at least, like wondering whether or not this is a real call or if you're just a troll. Because I feel like I've never encountered anybody with this this level of fuckery, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
I get you. I mean, I graduated high school. I only have a 6th grade average, just enough to get by. That's all I have.
It's fine. I'm not trying to be demeaning towards you. I'm just saying that you have to understand that, like, that's why I'm having trouble believing that this call is like a sincere call. But if you're sincerely wanting to know about Revelation and everything like that, I feel like like, can't you there's this thing in history called the smell test. Okay. And this is a very basic historical method concept. And it's basically, if it smells like bullshit, then it most likely is bullshit. Right. So, like, is there a whore of Babylon that comes in with 7 horns on her head, 5 asses, and 3 snakes jutting out of her eyes? Like, you could smell the bullshit off of that story. You can smell the bullshit off of the stars falling. You can smell the bullshit off of whatever in the fuck is in Revelation. That is easily smellable as bullshit. And so, like, I feel like if you just apply this smell test to it, I think that you can come away knowing which parts are bullshit and which parts aren't.
Okay, because that makes a lot of sense to what I've been going through. That makes a lot of sense. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's why I'm all over. I'm a big smorgasbord here. I mean, I've been talking to skeptics. That's who I've also been talking to. I also talked to Justin one time. He cut my legs off on that one. I don't blame him for cutting my legs off because I didn't know all my Bible. I know some of it, but not all of it. So that's what I'm getting to. I understand what you're coming from. Do the smell test, because trying to explain this stuff to my dad I'm not getting anywhere with him on that.
Well, you can tell him to call us if you want. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Okay. I will just use this number here.
Yeah. 720-619-2288.
I host almost every Sunday night. I'd be happy to talk to him. I won't be here this next Sunday, but in June, except for this next week, I'm here every Sunday and Monday. John usually hosts several days out of the month. So if you want to talk to us specifically, you can do that. Or we have other hosts that are all great.
Okay, if I can get him to agree to it.
Yeah.
If I can get him to agree.
We'd love to talk to him.
Because right now, because all he's doing is chewing my head off for not believing in the Bible.
Okay.
That's what he's chewing my head off of.
Hey, we're here to have our ass chewed about this, okay? I would love to have your dad chew my ass.
Please.
Okay, if I can get him to agree, I will try to get him on your show one night.
Yes.
Sounds great, Jonathan. We'll talk to you or him then.
All right. I appreciate the answers. And y'all have a good night too.
All
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later, Jonathan. All right. Okay, so we do have more people that are coming up, but we could use more theists in the call queue. If you are a theist and you're in the chat right now and you think that you can prove that God exists or that evolution isn't real, it's all hogwash bullshit, please call in. The number is 720-619-2288. We would love to have our ass eaten out by y'all, chewed out by whatever. We've got Jesse on the line that wants to talk about evolution. Hey there, Jesse. What's on your mind?
Hey, yeah, hi. I wanted to talk about evolution.
Hell yeah.
You guys both accept evolution as true?
Yep.
Very yes. Study it for a living.
Very yes. Okay, so I have a kind of like a preconditional question to this. Would you guys consider men who put their penises into sewage buckets to be mentally sane?
Oh, so bigotry. You want to go with the bigotry route?
No,
it's a weird.
My next question would be.
Thing to jump into.
Next question would be.
Is it going to be about the gays?
Jesse, do you think about putting your penis into sewage buckets all the time? Like, is that why you're asking this question,
bro? If you want to talk about whatever your sexual fantasies are, you can do it on a different show.
My next question is, when did the anus evolve into a sex organ?
Yeah, so just so you know, bro, that's not how anything.
Answer it, bro.
I'd be happy to, but if you ask a fucking sane question,
please just answer it. Please just answer it. That is a sane question.
Do you have
when did the anus evolve?
You're not going to demand things out of us, buddy.
You can't answer it. That's fine.
I can break down the details of it. If you want to talk about anal sex, if you're curious and want to explore anal sex,
please in detail explain to me when the anus evolved into a sex organ.
I would like. Well, before we get there, I feel like I need some background, some context.
No,
why are you so interested?
You could do it, right?
Yeah, no. Well, it's important as an educator, Jesse. It's important that I understand.
Put on your butt.
Yes,
so
it's important.
That's healthy. Why
it's important, Jesse. Jesse, I understand you really want to put your mouth on our butt, but I need to get to the point where I understand where you're coming from. Why are you so interested in putting your mouth on my butt?
Well, no, you're the one who said you like it when men do that, right?
I don't think either of us said we like it.
It's
also
said
lazy.
Ago, you like having your ass eaten out.
Did you not hear the call, you fucking idiot?
On your
See, this one time, it's a lazy troll. If you're gonna either you're bad at trolling or you're bad at thinking, or maybe both. But as an educator, Jesse,
the question.
Jesse, as an educator, I need to make sure I know where the student is coming from before I answer the question, because I might be talking over your head. So in order to get into the answer, I need to get some background information. So I need to get some background information. So, like, what makes anal sex so interesting to you? Where are you coming from on this, that you're so excited about learning about this topic?
Well, the homosexual mental illness is what's interesting to me. It's on the DSM.
You're just fascinated by homosexuality. I get it. So I think what you need to do is just, go be gay. Go celebrate some pride, man. Psychology, yeah, I get it. If you're just fascinated by these gays,
one man would put his tongue in another
go
man's
have some fun.
Is kind of weird to me.
It's fascinating to you to see a man put his tongue in another man's butthole. Brother, there is a website you can explore this. It's called Pornhub. You can explore this on your own time and learn a little bit about it. We're not here to listen to your fantasies, bro.
Do you recommend that people watch pornography?
No, do a Google search for
Absolutely.
analingus.
Absolutely. I recommend that you watch pornography. I absolutely recommend you watch pornography. Go look up analingus. Go to Google right now and type in dudes kissing. And I think you're going to learn a lot about yourself and the topic that you're interested in. Anyway, with that, Jesse, I'm going to put Jesse on mute because it's getting the joke is wearing thin. Jesse, nobody can hear you but yourself. Just to make it very clear, we don't give a fuck about your weird ass bigotry, bro. Turns out sex is more fun than you think that it is. And the body is more interesting than you think that it is. And it just so happens that lots of different parts of the body can be used in lots of different ways. And I'm not here to talk about what I'm into, because I know that there's going to be weird in the comment section if I do. But let me tell you, I think that you should explore your sexuality. I think you should explore yourself. I think you should go learn a little bit about this stuff, because clearly you are very interested in it. Clearly you're very excited about these things, and you're very interested, you're fascinated by how gay sex works and what it might feel like. And I think that's something that you should go learn about. I think that's great, man. Just, don't be so hateful to yourself and to everybody else. Get that shit out of your way, because if you just give your prostate a tickle, all that homophobia will just come pouring right out of you. Or so I'm told. I think that's how that works. Supposedly.
It's kind of interesting, because the whole premise that Jesse, you're not getting unmuted, by the way. It's kind of weird, the premise that Jesse came into this entire thing with, like, when did the anus become a sexual organ? And coming from a theistic perspective, it was probably the time when God specifically planted, like, that little part, the G spot, the prostate, male G spot, and the prostate, to where the only place where you could get to it is through the anus. So if you want to blame anybody for making it a sexual organ, you might want to blame your own God there, Jesse, because he definitely wants you to fuck that ass. Okay,
God wants you fisted, and you know what? You need to go out and serve the Lord, is what I'm saying to you, Jesse. But just there are actually, if you were even halfway sincere, it would have been a really funny conversation to talk about the wiring of the pudendal nerve and how it wraps around these parts and why these things work. It's interesting, but you decided to be a dickbag about it, and you could have just sucked the dick bag instead of being a dickbag, and you would have had more fun, because clearly this is a fascinating topic to you. We got a lot of the LGBTs here on this channel that would love to help open your mind to how sexuality works. It's a beautiful thing, Jesse. So anyway, go have fun. Go look up as much porn as you would like. Go have sex with anybody consensually that you would like, as long as they are an adult and they are consenting. We don't give a fuck. But you could give a fuck. You could fuck into this person, man or woman or non-binary, as long as they're a consenting adult. You have fun. That's the whole lesson here.
Let me ask another interesting science evolution question here. When exactly did Jesse's asshole evolve the ability to talk and then call into the show?
That's a Darwinian anomaly. It's magic.
Damn.
That shakes my faith that somebody could be this fucking stupid and still survive in the evolutionary framework. Who knew?
Yeah. Anyways, go fuck yourself, Jesse. We'll see you later.
Or a dude. Yeah, it could just be a dude.
All right. So just letting everybody know in the chat there, we still got room for
He's immediately calling back in.
Oh shit.
Loser.
Dumbass. But we do have room in our call-in queue there. So the number is 720-619-2288. If you think that you can prove that God exists, we would love to hear that argument. We definitely do not want to hear about how your ass turned into a mouth and is spewing bullshit at us. So the next person that we've got though is Tyler from Oklahoma, where the winds go sweeping down the plains. Tyler, what's up? What's on your mind? You're on the line.
Hey, Forrest. Hey, John. Before we start, Forrest, a few times I've heard you say that something to the effect of you've never been further than like a walking distance from a church. I'm from Oklahoma, and I can verify that story. Where I went to school with like besieged on all sides by churches. So if anyone doesn't believe Forrest, if my opinion is worth anything, there you go. I'll jump into.
You also have several.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all around me. I'm surrounded.
It's terrifying, and that happens no matter what. Sucks.
Okay, I will jump into my my premises then. Before I get started, I'm pro-abortion, so I just want to make that very clear. Like, if you want to vote for it, I'll vote yes for it. So we'll just lay that on the table. Here's the premises: 1, sentient life deserves the right to life. 2, if a fetus is sentient, it deserves the right to life. And 3, my body, my choice, as a reason for abortion, violates a sentient being's right to life. Therefore, my body, my choice is not a good reason for abortion, though there are other good reasons.
I'm okay with the first two. I'm okay with the first two. My issue is the third one here. My argument for abortion isn't just like when we talk about my body, my choice. What I'm talking about is hold on just a second. There we go. It happened already. Never mind. I was Jesse was still waiting in the queue as he's called back, and I was gonna, but he just dropped, or Carl Skinner dropped him. I'm not sure. But I was gonna take him back and just tell him to fuck himself. Anyway, the whole thing for me is bodily autonomy. And so the if we're talking about this stuff like from this mod body, my choice. If this creature has the right to life and all these things, so does the person who's pregnant. They also have a right to life. And if this fetus has a right to autonomy, then so does the pregnant person have a right to bodily autonomy. And that includes the right to choose when you're pregnant and who gets to use your organs for their own sustenance. So I reject the notion that you are necessarily like killing a thing. You are choosing not to be pregnant anymore, and that is resulting in this thing's death, which sounds like a trivial distinction until you remember that we could be talking about that with two people who have already been born. I have a right to life because I am a living sentient being. My mother has a right to life because she is a living sentient being. My mother has my same blood type as me. If I needed blood or an organ right now, I cannot take it from her because she is my mom and she brought me into this world. And if she refuses to give me blood or refuses to give me a kidney or a liver or whatever it is, and that causes me to die, she's not guilty of murder. She is guilty of protecting her bodily autonomy. And that's right for her to do. Even if she's in a situation where I've already forced it on her. If I plug a tube into her arm and start taking her blood right now, she's now in the situation where if she removes that tube, I die. She has the right to do it. So the only thing we're saying here is that when you're a fetus, you get an extra special right where somebody doesn't get to disconnect from you. And I don't think that's reasonable.
I don't think those examples. So my example would be more so like, Forrest, if you came to me and said, I need to hook my body up to you for a certain amount of time, would you accept that? And I said, yeah, that's okay. And then sometime halfway through, I say, no, I don't really want to do this anymore. Now, I'm not considering like forced.
No, hold on. Like, I think that's a bad analogy.
I'm not considering someone.
Tyler, I think that's a bad analogy there, because like in this particular respect, the person is, it's not like the person is, or at least in my experience, my research, it's not like the person's like, I'm gonna get pregnant, and then they later are like, oh, I'm not gonna be pregnant anymore. It's more like you approach Forrest behind his back and you put an IV in his arm and you're like, oh hey, I need you to live, so you can't take that out now. And, you know, I feel am I wrong about that? Like, I feel like that would be more analogous to this situation, because it's like you have sex, not meaning to get pregnant. You accidentally get pregnant, and it's like, oops, sorry, I need your body for 9 months and I might kill you, kind of situation.
So there's so many different ways to get pregnant. So, and there's not enough time to talk about all of those ways. I would be discussing like two consenting adults getting pregnant, like agreeing, like, hey, I want to get pregnant, and then down the line.
But my question is, does that happen? No. My question is, does that happen?
Of course.
Does it?
You don't think two consenting adults said we want to get pregnant, and then maybe financial situation changes, or maybe someone gets divorced, maybe someone dies, and they say, you know what, this is not a good time.
And I think that those all of those rare situations fall under the same cover I'm trying to give you of just bodily autonomy, man. Like, even in those rare situations, it is more important, because at the end of the day, my question to you is, what right do you have to force someone to be pregnant? Because that's what you're doing in that case. This person doesn't want to be pregnant anymore, and you're saying, nope, you need to have your body permanently changed in these ways. You need to put yourself through this traumatic experience. You need to have someone use your body against your will in life-altering ways, period, because I decided so, because that thing gets the right to do that. It never gets the right to do that in any other case. If you want to donate your organs, you have to opt into that before you die. So you're telling this person, hey, you have a uterus. That means that you get more rights when you die. People don't get to use your body after you're dead without your consent. And you had more rights when you were a fetus, because you got to use people's body against their consent, against their will. But while you're living, while you're drawing breath, you no longer have the right to decide what happens to your body in certain circumstances. I think that's bullshit. This should be a universal, across the board right to bodily autonomy, period. All the way. That's it.
So I'm not suggesting the fetus would have different rights, or I'm not saying it should have special rights. Like, to go back to the example I was sharing, Forrest, if I agreed to let you use my body for some amount of time, and I then stopped letting you use it and you died, I would find that to be immoral.
So you agreed, and then you stopped agreeing, and you removed the tube and you died? You think that's immoral, just to be clear?
Yeah, so I agree, Forrest, okay. I'll host you.
Right. I don't think that's immoral. I think you have the right to remove consent at any time. Otherwise, it's not real consent.
Right. Do you know about the fries? Do you know about fries, Tyler?
Fries.
Yeah. Fries? No, you might have to explain some more.
Right. So it's an acronym about consent. Typically, in the context of like sex, like having sex and everything like that, it's acronym. Sorry. Fries. It's defined by Planned Parenthood is the one that came up with it. So this is about consent. It's freely given, reversible, informed, enthusiastic, and specific, right? So all of those things have to be met in order to have fully informed consent in a situation. And so, like, it being reversible is the thing that Forrest is hitting on here, which I wasn't, just so that I am clear, I wasn't trying to say like those situations don't happen, so there's no reason to apply it. I totally agree with Forrest that you should be able to revoke at any certain time. It doesn't matter for what reason you want to have an abortion or need to have an abortion, you should be able to have the abortion. So I just wanted to clear that up too. But yes, the reversible at any point is a very important aspect to consent.
I have a hard time following that. Like, if Forrest said, "Hey, would you host me for a certain amount of time?" I said yes, and then I went back on my word. I don't see how that's. I'm not following how.
Take it. So usually this is a conversation that we have about sex. So let's talk about sex. You ask someone if they want to have sex. They say yes. You are in the middle of having sex. You are in this person. And they say, I no longer want to have sex. I'm done. Do you think that's wrong of them and you should be able to keep going?
Yeah, you stop right then, but I don't think that's the same. This is me keeping you alive.
Right. No, you
versus
stop. You
having
stop
sex with
right
someone.
then. Why do you get to stop right then?
Why do I have to stop right then? Because they said so. You don't get to keep. You don't get
Because
to
yeah, because their consent is revoked. Now we're just talking about a totally different situation where you are using someone's body for whatever purpose. Their body is being manipulated. Their body is having something taken out of it, put into it, whatever the case may be.
I'm following.
And at a certain point, they say, I don't want to do this anymore. They're allowed to do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, they don't have bodily autonomy.
Okay, I need to rethink. Yeah, no, I'm following you. Okay. Well, so to make it clear, I am pro-abortion because I don't think fetus is sentient, so I think you should just have an abortion whenever you want, up until, I mean, I can do a hot take and say up until 9 months or even past that, because I think they have such limited sentience that it's not worthy of moral consideration, but, okay, yeah, I need to rethink my example because it's not working. I think you just proved that. Okay.
Yeah, so but my whole thing, I'm going for a bigger moral principle that covers a lot of things. So like bodily autonomy covers a ton of things, abortion included, and that is like a universal principle that I can apply to a ton of different things. So like that's the way that I would encourage you to look at it. And if you come up with a better idea than me, then please call in and tell me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I need to rethink this. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Yep. Take care, Tyler. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. So we do have one caller in the queue still. We would love to see those super chats.
We have one screening.
We've got one screening. We would love to see super chats, asking us questions and everything. I saw some great questions in there that I can't wait to deal with because there's one surprise thing that I want to reveal to people because they think somebody thought that you had some kind of unique one-upper on me, but it's different, but
No,
I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you. But in any case, so I don't know. While the one thing is screening in, do you want to take Steve? He's been there for a while.
Yeah, Steve's been waiting for a very long time. Let's get Steve.
Yeah. All right, Steve,
Hey guys,
you're
what's
on
up?
the line. Hey, what's on your mind tonight, there, Steve?
Hey, man, I really have a question for both of you, but probably geared primarily towards Forrest. I was engaging online today with a gal who presented a argument I hadn't heard, which kind of caught me off guard. It is a claim that they supposedly found some remnants of the blood of Christ on earth, and that supposedly it was able to be tested somehow, and it had 23 chromosomal pairs from Mary and one chromosomal pair from God. And I just can't make that math or even begin to understand it. So I was like, let me actually ask a scientist if that even makes any sense at all.
Yeah, that sounds like some Ron Wyatt bullshit.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's the only one I could.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say that if you did the smell test on Ron Wyatt, he would smell like bullshit.
Yeah, that's basically the conclusion I had come to. So I'm glad that in fact, any research I did come up with him, and the only person who advocated for him was the gloriously wonderful Kent Hovind, who might be one of the only people worse than him. So
so the 23 chromosomes from Mary and one from God is what we're saying.
Yeah, that's essentially the theory, and they're supposing that based on some supposed theory that a drop of blood fell on the Ark of the Covenant at the crucifixion. Why the hell the Ark of the Covenant was at the crucifixion is beyond me. How they were able to get a blood sample from it and test it, like none of that science is.
Well, hold on. I just want everybody for a second. I just want everybody for a second to imagine this scene. Jesus is up there, and they're like, "Oh, we got to make sure Jesus dies faster." And so the Roman's like, "I'll poke him with a stick," and it pokes him and everything, and he's starting to bleed and everything. And then all of the Jews that are around is like, "Wait! Somebody go get the Ark of the Covenant real quick."
Yeah.
Let's haul it up here. Don't drop it because God will kill you for that. Don't drop it, but haul it up here. And then Jesus, can you squirt a little blood on this? Squirt a little blood. Get a little bit of blood on this. And then they're like, let's get it back.
Yeah.
Am I thinking rightly that? Sorry, I was going to ask. Am I thinking rightly that Ron Wyatt is that buffoon that claimed to have found all the stuff in the Red Sea? Is that the same idiot?
Yep.
I don't know about the. Yeah, I think so. I don't know about the Red Sea. I think that is him, but he definitely claimed to find the Ark of the Covenant. And then, as usual, in pure Ron Wyatt fashion, didn't produce any of the proof of any of that, and said he took a colonoscopy scope and fed it through a hole, and he found it that way. And then he brought somebody to come see it, and that person said there was nothing there. It was a pile of fucking trash where people were dumping shit. And he's like, he said that because he was pressured by the global elites to hide the truth. And he's fucking full of shit. And like the
shadow government.
We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. We have 46 chromosomes total. So for this to be the thing, then we'd have to have 23 chromosomes from Mary, 22 of which duplicate. So he's totally getting all of his chromosomes just from Mary. So he is a carbon copy, almost identical of Mary, except for I'm guessing it's the Y chromosome that would have had to come from God. How do you know that this comes from what markers on this chromosome tell you it is celestial in origin for them to make that claim? And also, why is that the only one? Why doesn't he have fucking Klinefelter syndrome? Why doesn't Mary's X chromosome duplicate and he has the Y? What's going on with that? It's all of it's so dumb and so weird and so nonsense. It's just word salad of they could tell that this chromosome was from God, and people who don't know what anything is go, oh. It's fucking stupid, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
No. But Forrest, there was laminin.
Well, yeah, but laminin, right? The thing that vaguely kind of looks like a cross sometimes. Yeah, sure, totally.
Absolutely. So good. I'm glad I was on the right track. I think you've given me some great ammunition to be able to respond back. They've already, of course, tried to start skirting and changing the subject to other points, right? Because they realized that they had lost the conversation. But I wanted to get your feedback, and you gave it to me exactly. So thanks, guys.
Well, yeah. So I was going to add on to something that Forrest said, and he was talking like, what kind of genetic markers would you look for in order to know that it was Jesus's blood? And I mean, whenever I hear somebody talk about the blood of Christ, or like there's actually several different holy relics that claim to either be the blood of Christ or had the blood of Christ on them or whatnot. And it always, whenever that kind of stuff comes up, I always immediately think about it. It's like, well, how do we know that's actually Jesus's? Like, what would be indicative of this blood that would be somehow, where we would be able to test it and know Jesus's blood type or anything of that nature? Like, does it glow? Is there some kind of weird way God figured out how to spell this is Jesus and ACTG? Like, I mean, I have no idea.
Is it capital G positive instead of O positive? Like, how do we tell what exactly?
Capital G positive, yes.
Makes blood divine. Yeah, and that was my first thought. And then when I dug in a little deeper, I knew that I had really gotten into some BS whenever I did a little bit of research, and even Ken Ham refuted it. And I'm like, if you didn't get past Ken Ham's bullshit meter, you don't have a bullshit meter, because that guy will believe literally freaking anything.
Anything.
So, if Ken Ham says no, then...
The dude who legit believes in dragons and unicorns was like, this seems fishy. Bro, you are fucked up. Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Anyway, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you waiting for so long.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for the feedback. And by the way, I couldn't agree more. Guy Fieri sucks, and the guy needs to learn how to chew with his mouth closed, for the love of God. Chew with your freaking mouth closed.
Yeah.
But
I fucking hate that shit.
Night.
See, just another reason. See you, Steve.
Just another reason.
It's just another reason that motherfucker can't chew with his mouth closed. I hate him even more now.
I'm happy to let everybody know Luxander, our producer, has a very important message for everyone. Lux, do you want to share something with everybody right now?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say I have a super important update, everybody. Manish on the beach, shebang. All my ops stay dead. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head.
You just got Iceman! Oh, it's so stupid.
You know, I was so confused by that when you sent me that text message. I was like, I have no idea what this fucking means right here. And like, holy shit.
I don't know what any of this means still, but you bet your ass I'm going to yes and my boy.
Dude, it's the worst thing that anyone's ever written. It's so fucking lame. So it's Drake's new album. It's his new song, Iceman, and it sounds some fucking hoinky sploinky Dr. Seuss ass shit that just sucks so bad. And so I've been calling random people on call-in shows and having them read those lyrics because they're so fucking stupid. It's so lame. It's so lame. So lame. Why does anybody listen to it? Oh fuck.
I don't know. Why are you forcing us to listen to it?
Fucking Iceman, bro. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
We've had 50 block calls tonight. I don't know who in the fuck really wants to call us that's blocked, but holy fuck.
Fucking Iceman. Manish on the beach, fucking, I called Joe. I texted that to Joe Bond, and he was live, and he thought it was weird. And then later on in the show, he was talking about how he had to set his Discord to private because he had too many ops in there. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. All my ops, they dead. Why did they gas me up? Where does it go? So stupid. It's so stupid, dude. Oh god. Oh, it's so fucking it's such dog shit. It's such ass. Oh, everybody, drop a fuck Drake in the chat. You fucking idiot. Maybe you should hire a fucking ghostwriter that's above the age of 12 and doesn't have to listen to fucking Coco Melon to write your lyrics for you, fucking pedophile creep. Oh, my glom. Oh. Anyway, thank you, Lux, for being a good friend and for entertaining me.
Worth it.
Oh. Fucking ice. do that to your friends, by the way. If your friends are ever, if you have, you want to fuck, just send that to somebody and have them read it, and then immediately tell them they got Iceman. I'm trying to get it out there into the ether to fucking tell everybody about it.
Well, we promise not to Iceman you if you call in. The number is 720-619-2288.
Yeah, John promises not to Iceman you if you call in.
Because I don't fucking listen to Drake. Like, I didn't even know the new album out.
Neither do I, because I'm like, why would I? But the second I heard that fucking dog shit came out, I laughed at it for 5 days. And I haven't stopped texting it to random people because I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's real. It's or we can just jump into supers as well. I'm down to take another call if another call happens, but the one in the queue dropped. And I think it's good to we can take supers if you'd like. It is Rickrolling for Gen Z. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I know. I reject. Sorry, I wasn't going to address anybody, but no, I am not a secret Drake fan. I've never listened to a fucking Drake song, but I have listened to the Kendrick song. Fuck, I can't remember. Yeah, the one about him.
Yes.
Oh fuck, what is it called again? Sorry, I haven't listened to it.
Oh god.
Not like us. I got it. I got there. Not like us.
That's the one. That's the one.
I've listened to that on repeat.
Oh gosh, my favorite was fucking Jovan and I have been sending each other TikToks of Iceman lyrics set to like the Ring Around the Rosie song from Squid Games. Da 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 da. You know, little kids by a fucking Manish on the beach, shebang. All of my ops they did. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head. It's just such dog shit. It's so stupid. Fucking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse bitch. Oh God, it kills me every time. It's so fucking dumb. It'll be old soon, but it's not yet. And when it gets old, Drake won't be interested in it anymore. Oh, dumb shit. Anyway, we're gonna take super chats. That sound that I just heard in my ear. I don't know if you heard it,
yep.
Audience, but that's the sound of Colin Studio fucking off.
That's the sound of Luxander making an executive decision.
Yeah, there you go.
Lux can tell the writing's on the wall that the show has gotten too stupid to continue, and so now we're gonna read super chats instead. Fuck. Oh.
Well, this has been an interesting show tonight. Yeah,
yes.
We got $5 from Chris Winham, who says, "Why did God give us an appendix? Hail Justin's fucking rock."
Hell yeah. I feel like that's the most, like, if you had a copy of 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 the comments on this channel, eventually you'd get that. You know what I mean? Like, it just wore down to that. Oh. 10 euros from Ekipog. Some sort of, is that a banana with legs? I like it. Godless Engineer, how jealous are you that Forrest have a creationist movie about him?
Okay, yes, this is the one that I have to elaborate on. Okay, so now it's not a traditional movie per se, but I am a featured villain in a Ray Comfort quote unquote movie where it's called. Yeah, it's on the Living Waters channel. It's called The Amazing Atheist. And there's a quote unquote good atheist. And then there's the evil satanic atheist. And I'm the evil satanic atheist that almost made Ray Comfort vomit. So have fun figuring that one out.
That's great. I'm going to look that up probably. Yeah, so just so anybody wants to see that, by the way, if you go over here to my channel and you go to videos, this first one right here is the whole video about this. Donald James Parker made a whole goddamning movie about me. And so I react, and it's the worst thing anyone's ever seen. And it turns out the actor that they got to play me, Bo Davidson, here, I'll actually put that back here for a second. So Bo Davidson, the actor they got to play me, fucking hates me, by the way, and he was on he has a little show that he does on Real America's Voice, which is the same news network that fucking Steve Bannon's on, and he did an interview with Stephen Meyer, the fucking creationist piece of shit from the Discovery Institute, the guy who cannot stop saying that researchers at the Royal Society say that we need to reevaluate evolution, even though we debunked that one to his fucking face, and also that code must have a code maker and DNA must have a code writer, even though that's been disproven a million times too. Anyway, this dude hates my guts, and I posted a clip from his interview on my channel, and I also, of course, posted a link to let people know, like, hey, I'm not taking this out of context. Here's what it says. And people went over there and asked him, like, hey, bro, you should debate him. And this guy left a lot of really kind and Christ-like comments about that. This one, he says he welcomes debate. So I have, of course, encouraged him that we can do that. I would love to debate. But these are some of the kind and Christ-like things that he says of my followers, that they're disciples of the vilest degree. That I love your incredibly stupid opinion. Sick to following a cult leader with no pastime, which is true of me. I have no pastime at all. You've drunk from a very mentally unstable fount, dear Valkite. He calls my followers Valkites. That they're obsessed with me. That no one cares what they think. That they're all in a cult. The one comment that I forgot to put in here was where they talk about how that Donald lives rent free in their heads. Donald James Parker lives rent free in their heads, and they're obsessed, which is really fucking funny because between Donald James Parker and me, which one of us spent the last 2 years making a fucking creepy fan fiction movie about the other one? Pretty sure it wasn't me. But anyway, this comment right here about Valkai's bathwater tickled me in many ways. So you can now go to valkaimerch.com and pick up your own Valkai's bathwater bottle on sale right now until this stops being funny. Become a disciple of the vilest degree and help me spread the gospel of atheism by purchasing your very own mentally unstable fount. And by the way, in case you were curious, yes, there is at least one Christian in my comment section who thinks that this right here is serious and that I just admitted that atheism is a religion and I'm trying to spread the gospel. So that's happening. But yeah, until this stops being so funny, which isn't going to be anytime soon, you can buy your very own Valkai's bathwater bottles at valkaimerch.com. And by the way, no, Bo Davidson has not reached out to me accepting my offer for debate. I don't encourage anybody to go harass him or anything like that anymore. He has deleted all of his comments and everyone else's comments from all of his videos. He's turned comments off on a bunch of his videos. He is clearly not interested in interacting with us and is now running away from this. So, sucks to suck, bro. You're an asshole and you starred in a shitty ass movie and you don't believe that the fucking COVID pandemic was real. And of course, you're a fucking Zionist and everything else too. I have nothing but negative things to say if we were to have a conversation, but I am still prepared to be nice if you are. But it's very clear that he's not interested, and I'm not interested in entertaining somebody who can't see that he is in a cult while telling everybody else that they're in a cult. So email me if you ever want to, bro. But I don't encourage anybody to go harass him.
So Forrest is I don't know who Bo is, and I don't really care to figure it out myself. Is he the guy that played the college student in those classroom videos? No, that's some other guy. Yeah, that's Paul. Okay. That's Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember at one time I was like, I found Forrest Valkai's creationist doppelganger because he looked very similar to you. And I was like, holy shit, were they targeting Forrest with this or what?
I've been nothing but kind to you, John. How dare you say these things to me? I can actually show. This is this is who he's talking about right now. Is this fucking guy? This is me. Fuck me. This guy. Because I made lots of videos about, this is Paul here. And people are talking about how this is the creationist version of me, which is not true at all. This person is far more handsome.
Is that Justin Bieber in the background? What the fuck is happening?
Yes, and he's drinking fucking blood. The blood of children.
That's adrenochrome. Anyway. Get it right.
Right. But anyway, that's a different idiot. But Bo Davidson is a super Trump conspiracy theory, creationist, mega Christian, MAGA guy who starred in a movie about me by portraying me as a creepy, loveless, narcissistic loser who stalks women, doesn't know what love is, and doesn't understand this very science that he has a podcast to talk about. And then when confronted on this, lashed out with bitter anger and insults against a bunch of fucking people that were being, I didn't think, too mean to him. And now, clearly, as somebody who desperately wants attention and wants to be a big celebrity and wants to be recognized and wants to be well known, can't handle the heat of getting some internet hate. Sorry, man. Like, we work on the internet. It's not a pretty place. Get over it. I don't know.
I actually did look up. I looked him up. He's labeled as a singer, by the way. But
he's a country singer. And he sang for Donald Trump in the cringiest of all ways at one point. He's had a weird career, and now this is the crowning jewel of it: is that he was a dick to an atheist on the internet once for a whole movie. It's super weird. Anyway, I'm going to put that in the chat if anyone wants to go watch that.
But we do have $5 from Space Barbarian 3484 who says, I am pro intelligent engineering design. I agree. Me too.
Go watch that, y'all. Go watch that video. It's a wild goddamn ride. $5 from Joshua Everett. All of the alien stuff is just distracted from the files and the grifts. Damn right. I'm not going to believe it until I'm in the beam up to the mothership. Yeah, I'm the same way. Trump is a pedophile, and we are just trying desperately to get you to think about that. And we are literally, it doesn't matter how many children he has to kill to get you to forget about the children that he raped. That's what he's going to do.
Yep. $9.99 from Clears 8 says, no Darwin shirt today, Trey. You always wear that blue shirt every day, every podcast.
I actually forgot I was going to wear that for today's show. I'll do it when I get back. That hopefully will be another clip that I can put out online and get more people to look at this fucking god-awful movie.
Week.
Yes, wear that fucking shirt, because I need people to know how creepy this is. I don't. If I made no money off of this video, I would still release it. This fucking crazy dude I made fun of him on YouTube because he made a really bad movie about evolution, and so he reached out to me demanding that I debate him because he thought he was one of the characters he writes into his movies that knows everything and can debunk all of science by just asking, how does love evolve? And he fucking ate shit on a podcast with me for fucking 2.5 hours. And then for the next, everyone else forgot, he spent 2 years fantasizing about me becoming his son-in-law. And I need you just to process that for a second. Because that's what the movie's about. The movie is about a YouTube atheist evolutionist who does atheist content and evolution content, makes fun of this movie, this bad creationist movie, debates Donald James Parker, and Donald James Parker loses the debate badly. All of that's the first quarter of the movie. The next 3 quarters of the movie is Donald's daughter then debating this guy, and this guy falls in love with the daughter and becomes a Christian and rejects evolution because he wants to get with this daughter. Donald James Parker literally fucking lost a debate so bad that his only retort was, all right, you may have beaten me, but what if you fucked my daughter? That'll show you. Fucking, like, what is that, dude? That's so weird. Oh, I can't handle how strange that is. It's so deeply, unbelievably strange. Yeah.
Hey, Forrest, maybe then he decided to call in and ask about how did cells form if we were made of dirt?
And how did fucking butts turn into sex organs?
Yep.
That's
God
true.
did
It must have been God. Praise Jesus for making the prostate where it is. He made us out of dirt and got a special clump of clay to be the male G-spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Get fisted for Christ.
I'm gonna put it right there. And
Hashtag,
Adam's like, what are you doing, God?
Exactly. Yeah. Hashtag fingered for the Lord. You know, in John, at the end of John, I always read that part of the chapter where Jesus meets Thomas, and Thomas puts his fingers in the holes of his hands and feet and the side, and I make the joke, as I did in the video, that I want to finger Jesus's holes myself. He didn't talk about it. It says right after that, if everybody remembers, turn in your Bibles to the end of St. John. This is John chapter 20, verses to 26. Nope. Chapter. Okay, so John 20, verse 24. Thomas, one of the 12, then called Didymus, was not with them when Jesus came back. So Jesus shows himself to all the disciples. And the other disciples stood before him and said, we have seen the Lord. But Thomas said to them, except if I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. And 8 days after this, Thomas was with them. Then came Jesus, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, peace be unto you. Verse 27. Jesus says to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, behold my hands, and thrust into my side. Be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered unto him, my Lord and my God. And Jesus said to him, you have seen me, blah, blah, blah. And so Thomas gets to finger Jesus and then believes. And it says in verse 30, many other signs truly did Jesus in the presence of the disciples, which are not written in this book. I think they didn't write it because it's inappropriate, because one of the other places Thomas stuck his finger was to check if Jesus had a divine prostate. That's what it was. And that's when the butt evolved into a sex organ, because he was overcome by the power of the Holy Spirit. That answers the question that dumb fuck called in about. We all learned today. Thank you for tuning in to Atheist Bible Study. I'm your host.
Listen, you read that all wrong. Okay, listen. Which version did you read just then?
King James version. Yeah.
King James. Because I feel like I really want to. I have to read this in my special way that I read things. Hold on one second. KJV.
I think when it says Jesus came, I think it meant something more, honestly, is what I'm saying.
Probably. Let's see. We have seen the Lord, but he said unto them, except I shall see his hands, the print of his nails, I shall put my finger into the print of the nails and thrust my hand into his side. I will not believe.
Hand.
After 8 days again, his disciples were within, and Thomas was with them. Then came Jesus, the doors being shut, stood in the midst, and said, peace be unto you. Then he said to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands. Reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side. And then pull it out and thrust again. Faster, Thomas.
I'm getting sick to my stomach, Benji. It's a bad time, and your camera's frozen, by the way. You got to reset that. There we go. But it's weird. I think the big thing when we talk about the Holy Spirit, we need to clarify which hole. And I think that's the problem of the Bible. That's where it's not clear. And I think in this particular case, I think we can understand. I think we can understand it, and we can learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the truth of the Gospels. So I hope you're still listening. Call me sometime.
It's a weird side of Pornhub to be on right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. $5 from Game Master Flash 3611, who says, Forrest, you sound sick. Lay off the vulcanized bathwater or drink more and stay hydrated. Which one is it?
Don't tell me what to do. It's it. Yeah, the Valkalized bathwater, you can make it yourself at home. Just add 3 tablespoons of ground deer teeth, 2 cups gender fluid, a pinch of cortisol, and 1 gallon of fresh squeezed Valkai to every bath of water. We got $5 from Joshua Everett. Every time people repeat the word phenomena or phenomenon more than once, I get the Phenomena song stuck in my head for an hour. Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Phenomena. Sorry. I don't know if that's right or not.
You know the Phenomena song? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got it. I do that too. $49.99 from Balthazar 228 says, if aliens have visited Earth in crafts that can move in ways normal planes can't, then somehow my aunt's 60 plus years of working at SETI and finding nothing, and the 50 plus years of hyper maneuverable aircraft engineers' working efforts have been in vain. I agree. It has been in vain. Apparently. I mean, we obviously have already designed these things, so that was busy work. Mm-hmm. So Absolutely. They were like, fuck you, engineers, is basically what they were saying.
Palehorn T, I need to do a short, preferably cheap science experiment for a talent show. Any suggestions? Yeah.
Volcano.
What is that?
I said a volcano.
Volcano never fails. Get a, I mean, I don't know how cheap it is, but it's one of my favorites, and it brings the house down for me. Is get a trash can, like one of those big like like the ones they have like a convention center. I don't know, the big 40-gallon huge trash cans. You know what I mean? Or even like a half one of those. You can get them at Home Depot. They're not terribly expensive. Get one of those. Get yourself a shit ton of ping pong balls. Enough to fill the trash can up. So you just get an assload of ping pong balls. And get yourself a a soda bottle. And call up any like welding supply store around you, and one of them will probably sell dry ice, or not dry ice, pardon me, liquid nitrogen. And get a little decanter of liquid nitrogen, a little DOR. I just realized you need to get a DOR too. This is getting more expensive. The whole thing is you pour a little bit of liquid nitrogen into a soda bottle, cap it, put it in the thing, dump the ping pong balls after, and the bottle explodes with violent force and it blasts ping pong balls everywhere. It's really loud and it's really spectacular to see. Cheaper than that, fill a... I'm trying to think about reasonable things now. Fuck, I just realized how expensive that was. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to waste everybody's time.
No, I'm like, preferably cheap. And you're like, okay, first off, buy some liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. That's not expensive. Liquid, 10 pounds of LN2 is like $16 here in Oklahoma. I get it all the time. But like, yeah, fucking for my own purposes, John Nosy. Yeah, if I need it for my business that I mind by myself. But yeah, I do it for science shows and I freeze shit like just for fun. You for like frozen Skittles, it's dope. Anyway, but so what you can do for real, get a gallon or one of the really big like Ziploc bags, one of the ones for like storage for freezers or whatever like that. Get a big old Ziploc bag, fill it with water. And seal it and make sure you get all the air out of it. So it is completely full of water, no air in it, but it's just bulging full of water. Then get some pencils. Get those pencils sharp as all dick. Like make sure they are as sharp as possible. And then take the pencil and very quickly stab it through the bag, through both sides. And it'll stab through, but it's so fast and it's so sharp, and the surface tension of the water around the pencil will make an airtight or watertight seal, and the water won't drip out. But as soon as you introduce air into the bag, then the system will break down. And so, like, that's a cool thing you can do for cheap. You need pencils in a fucking Ziploc bag. Easy peasy. There's a science experiment you can do. I think of a bunch more. But
how sharp do you think dicks are?
I don't mind anybody else's business, John. Here we are again with fucking you inserting your nose where it doesn't belong. That was silly. Balthazar said,
I also had a question about the ass load of ping pong balls, and you were like, just get an ass load of it and put it in a trash can. Like, how big are asses to you? Like,
I don't know what your concern is about everybody's dicks and asses and how many ping pong balls they can fit and how sharp they are. I mind my business. You should try it sometime. Some people need liquid nitrogen. Some people keep ping pong balls up their ass. I'm not judging. I'm teaching. Like, what's your problem, man? Anyway, back to the show.
I'm not the one that said sharp as dick, though.
No, yeah, and am I wrong? Are you gonna sit here and tell me that I'm wrong? Do you have evidence? Fucking Trump has released more Epstein files than Epstein files. Yes, he has doxed many victims and protected many pedophiles and has issued pardons for January 6 rioters, many of whom have gone on to commit child sex violations, sex crimes. So, like, yes, absolutely, that is true.
$20 from Kempty 9233 Starbucks. Can I get a ride?
On what?
the sharpest pencil dick out there.
Be careful is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
$5 from Merkium Boosie. That's not what that is. Bucky, have y'all seen the White House's website's alien subpage? It compares undocumented immigrants to extraterrestrial aliens, actual damn Nazi stuff. Yeah, big surprise. Big surprise. The guy who said that immigrants are poisoning the blood of the country. The guy who said that immigrants have different genetics that make them commit more crimes. Big fucking surprise.
I wonder if Murky's too young to remember that illegal aliens was their go-to for a very long time.
There you go.
$10 from Remember Alf, who says, what if God came to Earth with a bunch of aliens and said, so, this planet I completely botched. I was young and angry and drinking a lot. Total trash. Moving on. And then disappeared again.
I find it funny that we're talking about aliens, somebody with the name Remember Alf. Maybe Alf was the new species that God whipped up after fucking it up on Earth.
Yeah, you know what Alf stood for?
Alien life form?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Babs Barrett said £5. If you have not seen a UFO, you're not very observant. If you've seen interstellar craft, you're unique. Arthur C. Clarke. Nice.
$5 from Space Barbarian 3484 says 2 engineers, pi is about 3, right, John? If you strictly adhere to the Bible, or if you are God yourself, then yes. It's apparently.
Do you remember
3.
how the creator of Alf, like really, like obsessively wanted to push this idea that Alf was real and was like a real guy and wasn't a puppet, to the point where like the fucking like the cast members were like, he wouldn't show the puppet. They did live tapings of this shit and they would not allow the audience to like see them moving the puppet around. And the cast members were like, working on the show was a nightmare because we had to constantly be doing everything to make sure that we couldn't tell it. We had to like shut down the whole fucking studio while they moved this fucking puppet because nobody could know it was a goddamn puppet. And like everybody knows, and then like he would do like commercials and music and like all sorts and movies, and everything kept getting shut down because he wanted all these ridiculous ass constraints to never show the puppeteer and not even to the crew. Nobody gets to know that this is a fucking puppet. And like, then they end the series, the whole series, they're running from the government. They're trying to hide him from the government because he's going to get autopsied and shit. And you're like, no, they're going to slice and dice me. And like the G-Man comes on and they're like, we're going to cut him up. We're going to vivisect him. We're going to torture him. We're going to see what all the, and they're like, oh, you can't do that. And then the last episode in the series, that happens. The government shows up, they find him, and they're like, hey, we're taking him now, and we're going to mutilate him alive. And they're like, all right. And then it just faded to black. And that's the end of the series. It's a wild show and wild production and a wild man that made it, dude. It's a freaky situation all around. Alf, y'all.
I mean, can you just imagine? I mean, the way that I feel is that the creator was like, "Oh, you're gonna cancel me? I will have you cancel me in the worst way possible." Okay, I'm gonna have him cut open. Okay,
absolutely.
Oh man.
Is this me? Forrest, the Gramps video reaction was absolutely insane. My favorite part was when Trey unzipped his zipper right over the mic. Hope for the second one. God, please don't encourage Gramps to make another one. Nobody needs that. Although I guess, Bo Davison could always use, an extra movie role.
$9.99 from Not a Bucket, who says, "Hey Forrest, have you by chance heard of the game Thrive by Revolutionary Games? It's a really awesome free and open source project about evolution, and I think you'd find it extremely cool." I haven't heard of this, but it sounds interesting.
No, I haven't. But I'll look into it someday. Maybe I'll add it to the list of the things that I need to watch someday. £5 from Mystic Mind Analysis. We know your favorite dinosaur, but what's your favorite prehistoric non-human mammal? Myocetus fascinates me, having a whale of a time. Happy Pride. Prehistoric non-human mammal? It's a good one. I don't know. What do you think, John? Do you have one?
I don't know if I have a favorite prehistoric non-human mammal. I mean, probably, just whatever the ferret was. or weasel. No, weasel. Sorry, not ferret, but weasel.
Isn't
like the
weasel
weasel-like
like the mammal
animal
version of carcinization?
I don't
know.
I've never heard that before. Mustelidization?
Yeah. Everything becomes weasel eventually.
That's wild. I would say, I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. I'm really, really, really tired, and I'm just exhausted from like several days of bullshit. That's why you can tell I'm not like my yelling and screaming and rants and silliness are kind of lackluster. I'm falling off the wagon of that's not what that means. I'm falling off of the I'm doing a bad job, is what I'm saying. I don't know. There's a lot to choose from, and they're all very strange. And I keep coming up with things that aren't technically mammals. Like I wanted to say Lystrosaurus, and that didn't make. I'm gonna say Aomea because placentas are cool. They were kind of a big start in that. So Aomea is what I'm gonna say, just out of the top of my head. Oh no, fucking! Do you know what though? I saw somebody in chat say a huge ass sloth, and you're right. Megatherium. I give talks about that guy all the time. Megatherium, the giant ground sloth. Like fucking literally just a goddamn like 3 meter or 4 meter long sloth, and like that's just Snorlax, you know?
Yeah. What wasn't that? Isn't it like twice the size of a grizzly bear? I think I remember seeing a skeletal.
Arctodus is a massive short faced bear. Let me pull up a couple of things here. So this is Megatherium here. And this person here is just slightly shorter than me. So here we have the giant ground sloth there. And like I said, just fucking, you have this fucking 4 meter tall sloth, and all it wants to do is sloth about, you know? This is a goddamn Snorlax right here. How cool is that? Love those guys. And then you're talking about Arctodus. Oh. Skull. Next to grizzly skull. I use this picture in a presentation that I give frequently. I don't know if I have the exact picture that I use. So there it is. This is Arctodus, the short-faced bear. This is an Arctodus skull. This is a grizzly bear skull. And so this guy was around when the first humans came to the Americas. This guy was here in the U.S., or what would be the U.S. Fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. Oh, and Glyptodons? Well, now you just got me thinking of these things. There's Diprotodon, the giant wombat. Glyptodon was the giant armadillo. All these things would have been around at like late Pleistocene. Here in the North America and South America. Cool things, dude. Waiting on my Valkalized bathwater, says Precambrian Rabbit. Make some at home. Don't wait. I already gave you the recipe. 3 tablespoons of ground deer teeth, 2 cups gender fluid, a pinch of cortisol, and a 1 gallon of fresh squeezed Valkai for every bathtub full of water, and you have your own Valkalized bathwater. And true fans will know that I made those measurements after my own academic career. 3 tablespoons of ground deer teeth because I spent 3 years grinding up deer teeth. 2 cups gender fluid because I spent 2 years studying sex and gender. Pinch of cortisol because my current research is dealing with cortisol and I'm only a year and a half in. A gallon of fresh squeezed Valkai because that's what I do on every show. I wring myself out for you fucking people.
$49.99 from Billy Sipes that asks, I would like to know if there is an evolutionary or biological trait that makes people inherently selfish.
No, you're judging people under capitalism and looking at people living under capitalism and determining that humans are inherently selfish. It's like looking at people underwater and saying that humans just are naturally going to drown. It's just in their nature to do that. And like, that's no. Selfishness is actually selected against a lot of the times. When we look at actual group selection and actual altruistic behavior out in nature, we see that people who cheat, it's like, for example, like you've like vampire bats and stuff. You have these bats that go out and they suck blood and they come home and they feed their babies on this blood, and they have their little cheek pouches all full of blood, and they fly back into their roost and they feed babies. Well, they don't just feed their own, they feed others as well. And if you take a bat mother and you go in and you just puff some air into her cheek pouches and inflate her cheek pouches. Well, now her cheek pouches look full, but she isn't gorking up blood into all the other baby mouths. And the other bat moms will see that and take note of it, and they will not then feed her babies because they recognize, hey, she's hoarding blood. She's not sharing with the community. We're not going to share with her either. You have this amazing reciprocal altruism, this tit for tat situation. If you cheat, I cheat. If you participate, I participate. And we see that all over the place in the animal kingdom. We talk about resource sharing and selflessness. It happens when you have communal social species. Selfless behavior is actually selected for. So humans living under capitalism are conditioned to be selfish. They are not naturally that way, in my opinion.
Is this my turn again?
I don't know.
$5 from Casey sorry. Did Forrest get some sleep since yesterday? And how was the pizzas?
They were. I think Eric summed it up perfectly on last night's show that getting Taco Bell is a great way to remind you why you shouldn't eat Taco Bell. And I ate several Mexican pizzas. I don't feel good. I'm gonna do it again. And I slept some, but not enough. And I've still got a lot of prep work to do. We leave in a couple of days, and we're going to be gone in for a week in the other side of the world. So I got to prepare all my stuff. And the most thing that I'm preparing right now is study materials, y'all. I've been printing shit out that I'm going to be working on while I'm over there. I'm going to read this this is another graduate student that just wrote up all this stuff about mesoware and microware that I'm writing a paper on right now. I've got this thing about fucking propulsive nanomachines, conversion evolution, and Archaea, flagella, and cilia, talking about how those that have got these salivary biomarkers of stress, anxiety, and depression. That goes into my research. I got ATP synthesis and protocells, natural selection and mimicry. I've just been I've been printing like crazy so I can just read a bunch of shit in the airport. And that is why I have not been doing what I should be doing, which is just packing like a normal person. Man, I would like to go to bed, but here we are.
This is your turn, by the way.
Fuck me. I'm over here rambling about cool papers. Forrest, can you play the eagle sound effect and fart sound effect at the same time? Yeah. There you go.
I feel like that was just a bird that had Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how the balance on it. I'm pretty sure the eagle sound effects are much louder than any of these were. I don't know.
Jesus fucking
It worked
Christ.
well.
Anyways, yep. $10 from Precambrian Rabbit says speciation has been observed in the lab. If you had the availability to do a full experiment on this with an anti-evolution content creator, would you? Who would you want to do it with?
I want to do it with Answers in Genesis, dude. I want to get the biggest fucking organization out there. If I could, because yes, you're right. Speciation has been observed in the lab, as has macroevolution. And so I would love to break this down in front of somebody who is in that organization in such clear and concise and irrefutable ways to where they can't wiggle out of it the ways that they always do. Because that would save so many people from that fucking... Answers in Genesis is a cult, first of all. They believe in fucking insane things. They don't just believe in the Bible. They are extreme Bible literalists. They believe in dragons. They believe in unicorns. They believe in fucking the global flood, literally, 6-day creation, literally. All of these, and what they do in order to get around reality, in order to present this stuff to people, is they misquote science, misrepresent science, misquote scientists, misrepresent science, and just straight up fucking lie. They will take a quote from a famous scientist saying, evolution makes no sense unless you understand all the context. And they will literally cut off that quote and say, here he says evolution makes no sense. And their followers eat it up, and they donate money that they can't afford to give to this fucking cult so that they can lie to children and swindle more people out of money by lying about science. So I would love to like bring somebody from that organization into the lab and show them in ways that they can't lie about. And when they say, well, this is blah, 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 we're going to fact check it in front of you and we're going to live stream the whole fucking thing. And there is no way you're getting out of it. And there's no way you're going to be able to spin it. But then again, that already happened with Ken Ham. Ken Ham debated Bill Nye and literally sat up on stage and shat his pants for hours on end as Bill Nye presented rational evidence for evolution and evidence against the creation narrative. And Ken Ham literally just said, I don't care what you say, you cannot change my mind. And people still believe him. So, like, nothing will work. People are going to believe what they're going to believe.
Now, Forrest, you saying like some of that stuff, like I don't have a problem with it, but you know that if you get somebody like Ken Ham or any other dipshit in AIG, they're going to be like, are you trying to tell me that you've seen a dog shit out a cat? Like they're literally going to be like, show me a dog giving birth to a cat right now.
Right. Because that's the only way that macroevolution can be true.
Yes.
The goo to you via the zoo hypothesis of Darwin. Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see you against Frank Turek. Like, that would be some shit right there.
Who's that? I've heard that name before.
Oh, he's the one that I know from goo to the zoo to you. That's the one that I've heard. He looks like an asshole. I've heard that he's a pretty big asshole.
Let me look him up. He looks like an asshole.
He does. He looks like one of those like assholes that is just an asshole to be an asshole to people. Like that's what he looks like.
Cross-examined?
Yeah. I believe
okay.
Cross-examined is the one that he does.
Well, let me put that 4 best arguments against evolution he just did. So yeah, I'll put that on the playlist of creationist nonsense that I make videos about, and that'll be a Reactoria sometime soon.
I'm sorry.
Sweet chicken. No, hey.
Yeah, he's always doing that kind of shit. But we got €5 from Hippagon that says, am I the first to notice that the ship of Theseus is an analogy for the category error?
What?
Is the ship of Theseus a category error?
It's an analogy for it, is what this person's saying. Elaborate. I don't understand. You can put it in the chat if you don't want to spend any more money. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what one of these things is. Maybe I'm missing a point.
Yeah, so I mean, I know the ship of Theseus. It's like, you know, at what point is it no longer the ship of Theseus after you replace everything? But I don't know how it could be a category. I think that you'd have to compare it to something in order for it to be a category error. I don't know that.
Unless the category is like new ship versus old ship, I don't really see how it's a category error.
Maybe there's a type of category error. At least I'm pretty sure it's considered a type of category error. It's something called the Loki's riddle, where it's this story that like Loki loses a bet and then they say they're going to cut off his head and he says, okay, but you can only cut off my head if you make sure you don't include any of my neck in your cut. And there's such argument about where his neck officially specifically ends that they end up coming, they can't decide where the neck stops, and therefore we can't actually make this decision. And so like that's a thing where like, because I can't define this category or I conflate these categories, I am now making this argument that this category either doesn't exist or I'm putting one thing from another category into another category wrongly or whatever else. And so like maybe that's what we're talking about. We're like we can't say for sure where the ship changed or if it ever changed, and therefore we can't say that this definition is really there. But I feel like these things are supposed to be like paradoxes on purpose. It's not to say that it's illogical because you're confronting a paradox. The paradox is a paradox. I don't know. Forrest, show us your shirt. I want to see the snake. It's not a greatly made shirt, but it's this cool snake on here. I would like to get something. It's very clearly just like somebody. I bought it online. It was pretty cheap. I would like to find a small business that makes something better than this. It's very clearly just like a square graphic that someone put on the boxiest shirt imaginable. But I like the message and I wanted to wear it. So definitely, if anybody knows a better Chinga La Migra shirt, preferably one that's like pretty and cool, then definitely let me know. Send me a link to it because I would like to buy a better one. Also, two of your skulls in the background. That's a cow, donkey, llama, other cow, horse, other horse, cow pelvis, llama pelvis, deer antlers, cow vertebrae. I think another horse, maybe a donkey. I think those are all the skulls over there. And then there's a giraffe vertebra over there. And I think that's about everything. And deer jaw, other deer antler. A lot of ruminants. A lot of artiodactyls.
Fun fact about me, somebody once threatened to skull fuck me. What's the next message?
Hey.
It's a little bit mean, but for the sake of making everybody lose the game, I'll post it. Mod, this is mean. Why are you mean?
Legally mod. Forrest is a sad, strange little man, and you just lost the game. Fuck.
You're not wrong. I am sad, strange, and little and man. Queen bitch. Forrest, I'm fairly sure there's something wrong with your brain. You don't know me. Fuck Drake, fuck Guy Fieri. Here's an acronym for you. Nude gnomes giving your uncle glandular long yodel dick.
Long yodel dick.
I don't understand the non-glandular part.
$5 from Stomp, who says, great show, Forrest and John. Who would you rather debate, Kent Hovind or Ken Ham? By the way, I really enjoy the Creationist biopic for Forrest. Lol.
I'd take Ken Ham, because as far as I know, Ken Ham isn't a fucking wife-beating racist piece of shit. So that's, people still take Ken Ham halfway seriously, you know? Ken Hovind is so fucking terrible that even Answers in Genesis has come out and said his arguments suck ass.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would definitely debate Ken Ham, and I'd body slam Kent Hovind.
Yeah. Justice for his wives.
Wait, is this you? I think this is you.
I really want Trey and Gramps' daughter to be in a second movie where Trey is running Turning Point USA and also being the glue that fixes Gramps' family. The fantasy keeps on fantasying. Donald James Parker's nocturnal emission of a movie. I can only imagine it getting weirder and weirder. And you know those fuckers listen to fucking Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Well, they don't listen to him anymore. Well, he's not anything new from him. But they still like him. You know they like him. That's the whole point, is that they're into him. You know what I mean?
$49.99 from Billy Sipes, who says Bo Davidson is an actual scumbag. I'm sorry your character was so unfortunately defamed by this idiot. I haven't watched the movie and I won't, but the hell with that guy. He looks like a fucking thumb if a thumb were to insult you.
The most I've learned about him is I saw, so you know Al Green, the congressman, and then we also have Al Green, the musician. Well, when Trump gave that speech in Congress a little while ago, and Al Green stood up and was, waving his cane and yelling about how Trump is a racist, I saw Bo Davidson did a little bit where he just talked about that whole thing by using famous Al Green, the musician, song titles to make fun of him. And so his whole thing, Al Green stood up in the Congress and was shaking his cane, and they had to drag him out and take him to the river and wash him down because he was so mad. And I stopped listening after a minute because it was just fucking gross. And I also know that he believes in the whole plandemic thing. I know that for sure. And I know that he's on a news network, although nobody fucking knows him there. He's not even listed on their fucking website. So, yeah, who knows? That also platformed Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon. And Steve Bannon, I think, still has the War Room show there. And I know that he fucking loves Trump and went and sang to Trump again in the cringiest way possible. And is all up that dude's ass. So, yeah, man. He's a fucking MAGA cultist that worships the same pedophile as the rest of them and believes in the same dog shit as the rest of them. and is very hateful to whenever people come to his channel in mostly good faith to say, hey, go have a conversation with this nice person. And I was willing to be very nice to him. I know I'm being a little contradictory right now to say, because I'm sitting here calling him out on this bullshit, but like, yeah, man, I will insult your ideas and your ideals and your values and your morals when they're as shitty as yours are. And I'm still happy to talk about all that. Just schedule the time, send me an email. But I don't know, man. It's, what a guy. What a guy. Cause I ain't confused. I may, what are we, is this a song? Do you know the tune?
No, but I really suck at singing. So, cause I ain't confused, I may be kind of young, but I got a whole lot of man in me. So I'm afraid that I can't complain. I don't mind. There you go.
I really appreciate you saying I'm really bad at singing, and then before the breath was even over, launching into that. That was fucking hysterical. God, that was good. $5 from Robert Lane. I started studying biology because of Forrest. Now I'm banging my head against the wall and I learned about epigenetic methylation. Thanks, Forrest. It's not as complicated as you think, but it is also way more complicated than you think. And like, remember, methylation is just one way that we can rewrite epigenetic information. There's also ubiquitination and acetylation. There's a bunch of different ways this can happen. And all you're going to do is remodel. Like, once you put those markers on those histone octamers, you're then going to fucking just remodel chromatin, and it's going to have the same results. So don't get too caught up in the how. Get caught up into the what happens next, and then that makes the how more interesting. If you try to learn it from start to finish, it's boring. If you learn it from backwards, way more fun. In my opinion, anyway.
Oh my God. I got a notice. It says set up professional audio in audio settings. After I played that, I was going to say, if anybody wants to see me do, if anybody wants to hear me do a rock rap diss rap at Revival of Reason, get your tickets now and come to Atlanta so you can hear me do a rap rock diss rap against somebody that I can't name.
Hey. Rap rock diss rap. Get this man on a label right now.
$5 from Jasmine Kalb, who says, Forrest is to my son as Bill Nye was to me as a youth. Science for the hashtag science for the win. That's awesome to hear right there.
That's an amazing compliment, and I do not deserve that. Thank you very much.
I think you do.
Oh. Is that all of them?
Oh no, I'm just only half paying attention because you guys go for 5 fucking minutes for each one. We have an entire page left, which is like 20.
I don't know what you want from me when you just complain.
Like you complain, I'm so tired. Also takes 5 minutes for each super chat.
Yeah, well, I'm a sweepy will bitch, Luxander. I'm also here to do my job. I am a professional. Which degree is the vilest? Master's. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually had a decent time doing my master's. My bachelor's degree, I did a wearable heart monitor, and like we had to like program and do all the hardware and everything from end to end. So that was kind of interesting. The master's, I guess, was really shitty because like I don't know, it did not come together like I really wanted it to. But it's whatever. Sorry,
I'll send another super chat. Well, you can go ahead.
Okay. $10 from Will Be Friends 7187. It says, I'll send in another super chat if Forrest can speak completely on a non-science topic of John's choice for 5 minutes. I've got it right now.
All right.
Maybe
not 5 whole minutes.
Yeah. Like, I want you to explain to me right now how awesome the Iceman album is.
Iceman is a revolutionary album. It is something that changed the face of music, because we all thought that in order to release a rap album as like a major artist, it had to be good. right? We all thought that. And then Drake came along and completely changed the game by writing some fucking absolute ass that sounded like it came out of fucking Goodnight Moon and like Green Eggs and Ham fucked like Kanye's dog is what it sounds like. It's just the worst thing you've ever heard. And he's still a major artist that's performing for crowds of tens of people. And so, like, that's really why it's so good, is because it just showed us that anything's possible. Follow your dreams. Not so much that Iceman happens, but still follow your dreams, because you could still do whatever. You know, that's the whole thing. Does that count?
On the beach, a bang, all my arms they dead. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head. Like, get on the mic and say all that. It'll be fun and cool.
Did you hear the one where he talks about the AC is broken in my hotel, it's hot as hell, I'm out of sodas, might walk down to the corner store by myself? It's like, you're just narrating your life, bro. You're just bitching about what's happening in your day-to-day moment. Like, it's not anything, it's nothing. It sucks so bad.
I feel I didn't realize there could be something worse than there's a tear in my bear and I don't know, something about a dare.
Let me see. At my hotel, it's hot as hell. I'm gonna see if I can find those lyrics. Fort Worth. The song is called Fort Worth, and these are the actual fucking lyrics. Just this part. The AC is broken, my hotel, it's hot as hell, running out of sodas, might walk to the Circle K by myself, experimental drugs that don't help, I'm pouring up a 4 by myself, I don't know what that is, some person got some drink, and I might help myself, I'll be home soon, let's see, that's what I tell myself. It just dumb. It's just garbage. It's so stupid. Oh. What a fucking dweebus. Anyway, Forrest was extremely patient with Gramps. In the long, awkward pauses when Gramps was stuck, Forrest was nice. I'm glad Gramps made that movie, though. It is, I'm going to be real with you, y'all. That movie is the funniest freaking thing that's ever happened to me, and also the creepiest. So, like, I can't complain. It's hysterical. It is such a gold star on my YouTube career. I can't even barely put it into words. It is so hysterical, but oh my glob, don't do that. Don't follow your dreams that hard, y'all. I think that's what the moral of the story is. Follow your dreams, but don't follow them so hard that you make Beauty and the Atheist or Iceman. That's the moral of the story.
$5 from Legally Mod that says, and the Lord said, deeper.
You didn't have to do the moan. You didn't have to do the moan. You made that choice. $10 from Liga. That was fantastic. Please consider a bi-weekly or monthly short series about atheist Bible study. We need to hear more about any entries that may have had to do with Jesus's holes. There's so many. There's so many. And while we're talking about bad song lyrics, does everybody remember Epstein Island, who goes by the stage name Kid Rock? Fucking his song about fucking 14-year-old girls and like how fucking they say it's statutory, I say it's mandatory and shit like that.
Have you listened to it?
That song, that whole song? No.
Yeah, no. Do you know what album it's on?
No.
It's on the soundtrack to Osmosis Jones.
What the
It is. It's not like on a normal album. It's a soundtrack to a movie. They put it on a kid's movie. A kid's cartoon movie.
About fucking underage girls for Osmosis Jones. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, that's insane. I can't handle it. I can't handle it right now. I'm too tired to handle it. Make the show go faster. You're Godfrey and good. Aloha to you too, good sir. Forrest, would you say that being trans is no different of a trait than having curly hair versus straight hair, or being tall or being short, musically gifted or musically no musical aptitude? Mahalo. Yeah, it's just a thing that can happen. It's just a thing, and it's like homosexuality. It's just a thing that can happen. I don't like these particular traits that you're listing. Probably have a major genetic component to most of them. They definitely do for most of them. Musically gifted, I think so as well. But like that, I would have an issue with. But like overall, yeah, it's just a thing that can happen in humans. What are you saying, John? You look confused or upset.
I feel like that music part is targeted at me.
You don't know. You could be trans. You could be John Gleason. You could be whatever. It happens.
Balthazar for $9.99 says clearly Forrest needs Ellen too for his Valkai water.
If you want it cold, no better way to chill it.
Forrest, I swear you could totally run one of those like bath water things now, and you just call it Valkai. Yeah, the Valkai water. You can sell Valkai water now.
that is why I had to post on all the things. I like make your own at home, and I made it some ridiculous impossible because I'm not getting sued for that shit. Do you hear about the people at the Comic-Con thing that I don't know how true this is, so double check, but I've heard some stories about this. I saw the videos of it of people at whatever Comic-Con thing where like they had like a cooler of like whatever punch, and these cosplay girls were just soaking their feet in it and would like drip it off their foot into dudes' mouths for like $10. And apparently a bunch of people like getting like lung infections and shit for getting the foot fungus down their throat. Like, bro, like fucking, I need people, like, I don't care what you're into. Just be safe is what I'm saying. Just be safe.
I can just imagine, like, honey, how did you get foot fungus in your lungs? Like, oh, I don't know.
Don't worry about it, babe. All I know is this fucking person dressed as, what was Cammy from Street Fighter, made a lot of money. That's a Street Fighter character, right? I think so.
Cammy. Yeah, Cammy.
Yeah. $5 from Braxton. Says, already did the pencil and Ziploc bag with my nephew. He's 4 and he thought it was cool. It's an awesome little demonstration. It's a great little trick. You can also, if you have any laundry starch or borax laundry booster laying around, you can mix that with white Elmer's glue and it'll turn into slime. It's a great cross. They're both great cross linkers.
Totally unrelated, but if you do get stabbed, don't just pull it out. You go to the hospital
for the exact
with the
same
knife
reason. Yep, for the exact same reason. Keeps the seal.
$10 from the NASA KG. The KGG says, Mahana, 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 phenomena, Mahana, Mahana, phenomena. I chased Forrest off.
I was looking, I had a guitar in here somewhere, and I think I got rid of it.
I like the idea of Forrest just rage quitting the stream.
Like, fuck again. So this is actually a banjolele. I don't know if people can see. It's a banjo and ukulele in one. See, Fuzzy Logic says, fun fact, a butt is a legitimate imperial unit.
I found a didgeridoo.
Oh, cool.
We'll just bring this into the mix. What?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking of a different thing. What does that sound like?
Like that. I don't know if that came through with the noise canceling.
It did. No. Yeah, right. It came through. I was thinking of the little pipe thing that you go, kind of thing.
Oh, like a slide whistle. Yeah.
I was like, is that what it makes? Is that the sound that it makes? But nope. Totally wrong thing. I was thinking of a Cracker Jack box toy.
That's amazing.
But okay, so legitimate imperial unit of measuring volume equal to 2 hogsheads around 180 gallons. Who did we use? We used to measure shit with hogsheads? like they just would take hawk skulls and like measure them, or like is it one of those things where they named it now it means something different?
Hold on. There's a thing. So so you know how we have like metric versus imperial and whatnot. And so like a unit of mass for metric would be like, grams or kilograms or like that, right? Well, a unit of mass in the imperial system is a slug. And if you're talking about like kilogram meters, like how much this mass is moving at a certain whatever, right? You've like a kilogram meter. You can also, instead of so a slug is, sorry, no, it's how much a mass is moving. A slug is 1 pound foot. What? 1 pound foot per second squared, or something like that. I don't remember. I'm looking it up, just trying to get it, and it's not my area of expertise. I'm not a physicist, but it's how much this mass is moving at a certain time is a slug, and it's how many feet it's going. And so slug feet. All I'm saying is slug feet. Slug feet is a thing. Instead of kilogram meters, you can have slug feet as like a unit of measurement. And that's a thing that I've wanted to make a video about for a long time, and I need to get the words right. And you can see here clearly that I don't have them. But like,
I think a slug foot is how fast Thomas was fingering Jesus's hole.
Yeah, yes. How many slug feet per second squared?
See, Soulless Penguin says, my buddy knocked over and broke a $10,000 devoir in high school physics that school got on a grant. He brought in a styrofoam cooler. It held liquid into 95% as well.
It is a unit of mass. Okay, so here's where I got it wrong. Is that the pound is a unit of force. And so a pound is the mass plus gravity. And a slug is just the mass. That's why I was getting confused with the time and the distance and all this. Yes. So it's just the mass. So if you move just the mass, you measure that in slug feet. That's what I'm talking about. Fucking yes. Instead of meters per second, it's slug feet. Fucking, that's the whole thing. Acceleration. Thank you, Blind Limey, for reminding me that word exists.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how fast Thomas was like in a slug foot. Like, he was like that. I don't fucking know.
This almost makes sense. Who knows? I'm probably saying it very wrong. 20 Canadian dollars from Benjamin. How do I achieve acceptance of atheism when faith was lost via a period of total identity collapse, not due to rational process? Mind and body is frozen with the memory of the last time you felt grounded and safe. It sounds like you're already rebuilding your whole self, so just examine your beliefs and build them accordingly. If you're an atheist because your identity fell apart, you're not an atheist for a good reason, and I wouldn't want you to be that. I want you to think these things through. So find yourself and then start questioning what's true.
$49.99 from Billy Sipes. It says, thank you so much for your answer. I really appreciate it, and it helped clear up concerns I had about the concept of a communistic model.
Hell yeah.
You see, you provide very eye-opening answers, and then I pantomime fingering Jesus's hole, and then I sing some bad country songs.
Fucking shit, dude. Is this you or me?
Me. Random question, but one I'm curious about. If souls/spirits did exist, what experiments would we expect to be able to run on them? And if we determine them to be real, how might that factor into our understanding of human evolution?
I don't even know. Because if a soul is real, like, I don't know where that thing is or what it looks like or what it is or how you would test for it.
Well, so I've watched enough Zach Vagabonds over there on Ghost Adventures to know that it's having to do with energy fluctuations, and so like they measure them with like electromagnetic sensors and shit that probably are not measuring that. But so I mean, I would think that you would expect to see like some change, some kind of physical change in the energy around you or something like that, like the energy levels or maybe magnetism. I don't fucking know. Magnets, how do they work? And then how does that factor into our understanding of evolution? I don't know if it would. Like, I don't see how it could, because like the spirit and everything part comes way after. I mean, souls, I'm not like, I'm thinking about spirits, but like, and I guess maybe souls are tied to spirits, but I mean, I don't fucking know. I'm trying to make up bullshit as I go.
My whole thing, like, there's so many what ifs and if stacked on top of this. The big thing for me is like, if we determine to be real, how might that factor into human evolution? I don't think it would, because I guess the biggest question would be, what do other animals have them? But nothing else. Everything else still follows a naturalistic model. Just these things are just there.
If I know my the popularized version of Native American culture, then yeah, there are definitely animal spirits out there you can call upon.
Right.
I feel like, and I'm sorry that I'm adding more time to this, but we would see some really interesting patterns if it's like you choose what body you go into, because then there would be an unnatural or like supernatural evolution pressure. So it would be weird.
Yeah, I could see that.
I never get tired of laughing at the eagle sound effect being a red-tailed hawk. You mean a freedom bird? No, it's I don't know. It is fucking stupid.
Yeah, you need to edit that just to put in right at the very beginning like a fart. As soon as it goes caw, it's like caw, and then. $9.99 for Balthazar says, if they found any answers in Genesis, they would have moved on to answers in Exodus by now. They're still fucking looking.
Fucking, that's another thing that gets me. Fucking in Donald's movie, he talks about the Shroud of Turin as evidence for Jesus, and he keeps talking about all of his arguments come from answers in Genesis, and he even puts an Answers in Genesis video in his own stuff about like, this is what I think atheists should do. He says this is what he wishes he could have talked about in the conversation. He's Answers in Genesis videos. Answers in Genesis doesn't believe in the fucking Shroud of Turin either, because the Bible goes against it. The Bible argues against the Shroud of Turin because it says that Jesus was wrapped in several small strips of linen with a different cloth just for his head, not one big ass 14-foot rectangular burial shroud. Like, I don't know, man. John, did you get to talk about the one-up you referenced earlier? If so, ignore me and take my money.
Oh, I won't ignore you, but I kind of did, like, it's just I had the movie Ray Comfort thing, but the thing that nearly made Ray Comfort vomit, I'll reveal this since you did send in the $10. The thing that made Ray Comfort nearly vomit is that somebody on his staff went and looked through my catalog of my responses to Ray Comfort and found the one. Forrest, do you know those like fake like $1,000 bills or like $100 bills or whatnot that actually has like a tract on it that's like supposed to so Ray Comfort had his own thing that he was putting out that was similar to that, and so I responded. I did a video responding to his like announcement video for it, but in the video, like it got to a certain point where I pantomimed sucking on Jesus's dick, and apparently that is what nearly made him vomit. So like,
is that in the section titled "Please Forgive Me"?
I definitely did not ask people to forgive me for that.
Well, I'm looking at the video right now, and I've got this, and I'm looking through here, and I see "Please Forgive Me" as the chapter title, and I see you doing.
Yes. So hold on. Yes, that is it. That is actually it. That's me.
Please forgive me. That's great.
I'm saying, please forgive me, Lord.
That's great. Well, I'm gonna try to find that fucking video of Ray Comfort almost vomiting. That's hilarious. Oh man.
He was so upset by it. He was like, little did I know that John had made one of the most disgusting displays on the internet. And I'm like, damn, that's high praise.
Dude, Ray Comfort sucks so bad. I published my video about him because he made a video of me where he did the same thing he always does. He took some clips out of context and made a bunch of bullshit about me and didn't show any actual arguments and blah, blah, blah. All the same shit. He's a fucking lying, grifting asshole. He does the same thing for everybody. And I did a video about him, and the title of the video is like, Ray Comfort doesn't like me. He comments on that video under the official Living Waters account, and it's like, your title is misleading, Forrest. I do like you. In fact, I love you, and I invite you to come out to my compound, my fucking place. I'm in just out of LA in Anaheim, right next to Disneyland. Come explore. I'll personally give you a tour, and then suddenly, that comment gets edited to just a single period and nothing else. He didn't even delete it properly. He couldn't even hide his tracks properly. Like, you fucking coward. Because I called Matt Dillahunty and I called Seth Andrews immediately. I was like, hey, if I do this, you guys want to come along? This will be a lot of fun. And fucking Seth was like, I'll come film it. Absolutely. And Matt, when he was done laughing, was like, no, dude, you just do this. This is yours. Hey, go have fun with it. And I was into it. And then he fucking changed his comment to just a period and deleted his shit. Fucking, ugh.
Did you call him a bibliophile?
I did not. I called him a liar and a hack of a street preacher and a grifting tool and all sorts of other things. And I stand by all those things.
Now, do you know what I mean by the bibliophile thing?
No.
So he got a comment one time on Facebook where somebody was talking about how they were that Ray Comfort was a bibliophile, and like Ray Comfort got really offended because he thought that it meant something along the lines of pedophile. And so he got really pissed off, and he's like, I will have you know that I am no such thing. and everybody's just like, it just means you like books, Ray.
It's the amount of problems that Ray Comfort could avoid by just Googling anything. You know? Like, that's what gets me.
Let's see. Blind Limey. Oh, go ahead.
You go for it.
Oh, Blind Limey says, fresh squeezed Valkai is a concept I can no longer unknow, and when next we meet, your end will not come swiftly, mostly since I did not harm a hair.
You know what? I appreciate the fact that my end will not come swiftly. I like... I was too sexual. I was gonna say yes, edge me and drag me out, but like I didn't want to say it in a way that anybody would actually think I was serious, and it sounded like I was. Anytime you want to fuck, let me know, Jamie, is what I'm saying. $4.99 from Eckle Core. Frozen yogurt place near me has started putting Charlie Kirk on all their cups. Unsurprising, they suck as people. I mean, like, just punch a very specific hole in the cup and ask for a new one and see how upset they get. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know what you want. Lean into it is what I'm saying. Buy me dinner first, Tommy.
Aaliyah True Silver, 7052, sent $5 to say, the temptation to say the cup was the one from Two Girls, One Cup Again was very great. Lol, wishing y'all well. Oh, God. I did not need that visual.
Classic.
Welcome to the internet, fam. You did the Masters and neither of you got green jackets. No wonder they were the worst. What am I missing here? Green jackets with Masters? What am I talking about?
Well, that's golf. Oh, like the golf, the Masters. Like if you play in the golf, the Masters tournament for golf, you get the green jackets.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking an interesting joke for people who know things about sports, which I do not. How do Christians explain Ezekiel 23:20 to their wives? Which one's that?
Oh, I pulled that one up. It's the one that says, "There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emissions was like that of horses. The bukkake was great."
What they explain is they're sorry that they can't live up to the biblical standard. Sucks to suck, bro. Aaliyah True Silver sent $5. The reason I know that being gay and trans isn't a choice is that I would just choose to be gayer and transer. Hell yeah. Love that shit.
Lanessa KGZ sent $5 to say, "Thanks, guys. Y'all made my night." I'm surprised people can still hear and are not having to clean the blood out of their ears.
Yesterday at family dinner, my mom said that a paper bag fell into her room and then rolled around a bit. My dad said maybe it was a spirit. Why? Maybe I'm trying to make the joke. The joke is here. There's a joke. I'm trying to build it. It's a paper bag, right? And that's what you usually buy booze in. So the problem is that he had drank the spirits out of the bag enough to believe that it was a spirit. You see where I'm going with this? There's a line in there. I'm too fucking tired and stupid to build it, but like somewhere in there's a one-liner that somebody smarter could have made.
$5 from Blind Lime, who says, "Self-correction. A slug is a constant mass of approximately 14.5 kilograms. It is the mass that can be moved 1 foot in 1 second by a force of 1 foot-pound."
That's right. That's what it is. See, this is better than anything I could say.
But is it your right or left foot?
That's a good question. Or the slug's right or left foot.
I mean,
slug feet. Slug typically don't have those, but I don't know. It's a whole thing. Slug feet is an adorable unit of measurement.
Don't they have pads?
Yeah, like the whole their gastropods. So their whole underside is like a whole thing. I think they do. It's part of it is technically called a foot.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
$5 from S Jail, who says, "The Jesus of Turin has a chisel-shaped head."
That's what it is.
All right, and we're done.
Wait, no, we're not.
Oh shit!
I knew it. There is such a thing as a slug foot.
Slug parts.
Slug feet.
Foot.
Right here under the skirt. That is a slug foot. Yeah. Know your slug parts, everybody.
Is its anus on the side of it?
Yeah. And this pneumostome in here also is where their reproductive organs hang out in here.
Oh. You know, that I feel like that gives the new meaning to headbanging.
Yeah. Or maybe that's the pneumopore or the gonostome. Gonopore in slug. Is that where their shit is? Well, look up so the thing is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was the gonopore. I think it is. So what happens is, like if you look up the mating system of gastropods, see what happens here is all their shit dangles out and flowers out, and they tangle up around each other. These are a couple of little leopard slugs, the Limax maximus. These are the same ones that we have around here in Oklahoma. And this is all just like pours out. I'm pretty sure it's coming out of that pneumostome, but it might be coming out of that gonopore. I don't actually remember. I don't actually know.
It says a slug's reproductive organs are located on the side of its head, right behind its tentacles.
Where are you seeing that?
I don't know. It's an overview. Wikipedia. Mating of gastropods.
Tentacles? What tentacles?
I don't know. That dick looked like a tentacle.
See, this is why I'm not big on like invertebrate biology. So like I don't know for sure how these guys are doing. But they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool little dudes. Slug sex, everybody.
Yeah, it says that slugs are hermaphrodites, so they possess both male and female sex organs simultaneously. When they mate, their massive reproductive organs, which can be as long as their entire body, fucking kickstand, extend from an opening on their head to exchange sperm with one another.
What opening is the question? Is it the pneumopore or the pneumostome or the gonopore?
It says right
That's what I want to know.
Whatever the fucking tentacles are, I'm not sure.
What tentacle? Everybody, leave in the comments. Leave in the comments how you pray to Satan to enlighten you on the particulars of slug sex. I'm gonna look it up because I'm now curious, and I don't remember which fucking hole slug gonads come out of, and that's my fault. That's a fake biologist over here. Return my degrees. But yeah, anyway, with that, the show happened. Sorry. John, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Sure. Bibliophile, B1.
There you go. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It's been a show, whether you liked it or not. Lux, thank you for producing tonight. Thank you to Paul for call streaming tonight. Thank you to John for hosting with me tonight. Thank you to all of our callers, even the ones that suck. Thank you to the people in chat, even the ones that suck. Thank you to our mods in chat. If you think see cool, safe. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon. Thanks to everybody who bought a fucking Valkalized water bottle, you lunatics. Have an awesome rest of your day and never stop learning. Bye.
Later.
Bye, guys.